Speaking captain over here. All right, good. Hey, listen, guys, I got a special coin here. I'm gonna explain it to you because it's a little bit different. My son's in the military, and he works on Apache helicopters. So I flip this coin in honor of him. Where it says United States Army, that's heads. Apache helicopters, tails. Okay, heads, tails. I'm gonna flip it. If I drop it, we'll flip it again. Okay. You're the visiting captain, so you get to call heads, tails. What you want? Tails. Call tails. All tails. It's tails. You won the toss. What you want to do? You want to receive. So Locust Fork won the toss, elected to receive. Let's go. You want to defend. Put your back to the scoreboard down. Or get on the 49, guys. You get on the other 49.
All right, you just heard the coin toss. And Locust Fork has won the coin toss. They snuck out there on us all of a sudden. And they elected to receive. So that tells me Locust Fork feels like that they have a best advantage with their offense. To me, really, that's what it tells me. Captains for the night's game for the Hornets and the Eagles were basically their senior classes. And I think that both these teams, I looked at my particular sheet here, looking at the Locust Fork. Locust Fork, this is the key, I think, where Pennington has an advantage. Locust Fork has got 8 players that play both sides of the ball. Pennington's got 2. Locust Fork starts 4 seniors at some point in time. As here comes the Hornets dressed in their green pants, white shirts, and gray caps. Here comes the Tigers dressed in their white pants, their blue jerseys, and blue helmets with a JBP on the side. Locust Fork has about 2 that play both ways, 2 on offense and 4 on defense. Pennington has 7 seniors that start, so they lose a little bit more than Locust Fork. The thing to watch, I think, late in this ball game could be the depth of Pennington, as they have an advantage, in my opinion, when it comes to the playing so many people. And we'll see how that goes. Setting to receive for the Hornets will be Jonathan Burgett and Landon Key. Those are the 2 back guys. Also back is Charlie Armstrong and Matt Mitchell. Setting to kickoff, and this will be something we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Jackson Timmerman, and it looks like he is teeing it up. Jackson Timmerman we hadn't said much about this, but his brother was the quarterback. Connor was the quarterback, a freshman, but he broke his collarbone, so his big brother had to come in, and he's no stranger to being a quarterback, and a lot of people feel like he might have been the best quarterback of all. I don't know. I hadn't got to see both of them play, but I know one thing. They don't take a back seat at all with the young man, Jackson Timmerman, at quarterback. I think keys tonight, Locust Fork's got to have, they got to be able to somehow or another stop Josh Marquez. Remember that name, and remember Carter Heppenstall. Those are big-time players for Pennington. Here's the kick, and they'll kick it deep. And it will go right to Jonathan Burgett. He'll fill it about the 15. He's up across the 20, and he'll be knocked down at about the 25-yard line. So about I would say 5, 10, maybe a 15-yard return, and a nice coverage by the Pennington Tigers. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Our 1st and 10 sponsor tonight is S&S Foods. Locust Fork will start from the shotgun. They got 3 receivers split to the right. They got 1 receiver split to the left. It looks like it'll be man-to-man to the right and double coverage on Charlie out to the left. And I think we got an issue with the play clock. And I see it now. So here we go. Here comes the Hornets. I think Locust Fork wants to go quick. They'll go from the shotgun. Here's a snap. He'll hand it right to the running back, and he'll have a quick yard or 2, but that's about it. Nice defense that time by the interior defense of the JB Pennington Tigers. I believe 58 was the leading tackler, Angel Serrano.
Yeah, really good job up front. Again, playing straight up in the secondary. Really just 7 guys in the box for JB Pennington, but able to still make the line of scrimmage. Just a short gain on first down.
This time the Hornets have spread 5 receivers to the right, rather. All 5 receivers, Charlie. So we're going to get a penalty flag. And I'm not sure what it was.
Timeout first.
Timeout before the penalty. I don't know what we had going on. Looked like a little indecisiveness. So we got a timeout, our first timeout. Blunsville Farmers a timeout. We took a lot of commercials. We're going to keep it right here because I want to get adjusted for just by what you see early. To me, they're bigger, much bigger than Locust Fort. They do have a young man that is very tall, that probably is taller than anybody that Locust Fort's got. And I believe I saw Heppenstall out there on some defense. It's hard to see all their numbers. I know that the Deuce, Jesse Amos, a 6'3" sophomore, is out there playing some defense. And I don't see Carter. It's Jesse who I was seeing. He's just tall, a lot like Carter Heppenstall. Now, he can match up with any of the Locust Fort receivers. So coming out of the timeout, they're going to change up a little bit what they had. So Locust Fort will send 3 receivers to the left with a running back spread way out to the left, and J.J. Boatwright, which will have a defender in his face and then a defender behind him a little bit, so bracketing him a little bit here. 2nd down and 8 for the Hornets. Here comes J.J. in motion. They'll take it, they'll hand it, fake it. And the quarterback's going to keep it, and he'll dodge a couple, and he will fight all the way to about the 31-yard line, and he got a lot of that on his own. About a gain of 3 or 4. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 3, and that'll bring it 3rd and 4.
Dylan, Embry is a tough runner, Greg, a great competitor. He picked up really all that yardage on his just extra effort. Great effort by the young sophomore.
Big 3rd down coming up here for the Hornets, and we got another timeout, and they're trying to get the play clock situated. Now they got it going. Now here we go. 3rd and 4. Big 3rd down early in this game. Hornets trying to run the ball more than we've seen them all year. Here's a snap. This time they're going to look, and they're going to throw it to nobody. And really there was nobody, like a lot of confusion right there on the Hornets part is they really didn't have.
Well, the receivers were blocking.
I don't know who was supposed to went that way, but there was a mix of communication there for the Hornets, no doubt. So the punt team will come in. So I did fail to announce Locust Fort's quarterback is the sideline MVP this week. Here's a snap to Burgett. He is the punter, and he will not get a very good punt as this punt is skied high, and it will take a Pennington bounce, and they will get it on the 49-yard line. So that's only a 5, 10, 15, 16, 17-yard punt. So a great start for the Pennington Tigers as they try to get things going here early in this game with a great field position with 10-17 to go and no score, their first possession. Quarterback Jackson Timmerman will go from the shotgun. They got 2 receivers split to either side and a lone running back. And now we still got an issue, and I believe the issue is the play clock. And I don't understand what the issue is, but they just keep having trouble with it. 1st and 10 Tigers at the 49-yard line of the Hornets. Here's the snap. They'll hand it right up the gut to number 8, and the Hornet defense right there, and they'll lose a yard. Great defense that time by a host of Hornets. I think the missile was one of the main ones there, along with 30 Angel Lopez. So Coleman Williamson and Angel Lopez coming up with a 1-yard loss for the Tigers. So 2nd down and 11, 3 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to let the quarterback read it this time. He's got some running room, but he's going to be brought down quickly after a great spurt, and he'll pick up close to 7 yards, which now will bring up 3rd and about 5 after the loss on the first play of 1 yard. So 3rd down and 5 looks like. So officially be called it a gain of 6. So 3rd down and 5. I wouldn't be surprised if they went for it here. They're going to throw it. They got a man wide open, but he throws it a little bit low, and that will be punting time now for the Tigers. So good defense for both teams.
Yeah, both teams 3 and outs to open up the game. I think both teams kind of trying to make sure we don't make any mistakes early on. Somewhat conservative calls. JB Pennington come back the last play with a little slant. Had him, and again, the ball just a little bit underthrown, as you said, but both defenses kind of flexing their muscles so far, Coach.
Yeah, first down, Coleman Williamson scraped off, fitted in there perfectly, made the big play along with Angel Lopez.
So the punter will now come in. The punt deep will be Landon Keith, and this will be a place for a fake if you ever wanted to, but they're going to punt it. And the punter, Dylan Arnold, will punt it, and he doesn't have a real great punt either. His punt will go out of bounds. Looks like about the 23-yard line?
24, 23-yard line, Greg.
About a 15, 20-yard punt. So both teams have not punted greatly, and the Hornets really come out pretty good after giving up a terrible punt and giving them on their field, on their side of the field, and they'll have it now at about the 23. It is very difficult to see where we're at. We're in these windows were not built for broadcast, to be honest with you. Here comes the Hornets. 1st and 10, 3 receivers split to the left, one or to the right, one to the left. Hornets going to pass it, got a man wide open, and he'll catch it. But the one that was wide open was Matt Mitchell. That will be the first down of the game. S&S Foods 1st and 10, a nice pitch and catch. But the one that might have scored was Matt Mitchell. He was wide open across the middle, wasn't he?
Great catch, great hands there, great concentration, knowing you're going to get hit after catching the ball. Big contact, but great concentration.
Landon Keith making a great catch there. So 1st and 10, the first down of the game. 2 receivers split to either side. Shotgun formation, and the tailback will move forward. And a bobble on the snap. Now he'll gain composure, and he'll load up and fire it down the field, and it's going to be up for grabs, and I believe it's going to be intercepted, and a great interception as he kind of threw it up for grabs. And the first interception of the year. He probably should have ran it a little bit. His Isaac Murphy's going to pick it off.
Really nice play by Murphy, Greg. Got that ball to his highest point up and tried to get it up the field, but was tackled immediately. But, that was a long pass, and it really wasn't much of an opportunity for completion.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. The first turnover of the game comes with 8:40 to go, no score. Here comes the Tigers. They're going to try to throw it. Got a man out there. Can they get it to him? No. He was open. As there's no doubt that Dylan Arnold had a step behind Landon Keith, and I believe Charlie maybe. There's a little confusion, a little crossing route that kind of a couple folks kind of bumped into each other, looked like to me.
A little bad angle by one of the safeties, Greg. It allowed the receiver to get leverage behind them. Difficult play to cover.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. This time the Tigers will go 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They'll take it and they'll hand it off to number 8. And he has got running room. It looked like a wall over there. As big.
Greg, it was a great block by the right tackle from the JB Pennington bunch here. Great block. Just knocked his man about 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. Big hole.
And that's Josh Marquez. I think it's number 6, but it's hard to tell it's a 6 from what you're looking at out there. Their numbers really close in. And here's another pass play. And it's a good thing that if you're a Hornet fan that he overthrew him because the defender had slipped down. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So both teams with the first down apiece with 8:15 to go, but nobody has scored yet, but Pennington driving a little bit now. Good crowd on hand. Both stands are filled, pretty full. This is a big matchup. Now they're going to go with a jumbo package a little bit. They'll take it, they'll snap it, and they'll hand it to Marquez, and he'll just pound it in there for about a 4 or 5. They keep pushing him, and he'll get about 6 yards, maybe 7. Now to bring up 3rd down and about 3 for the Tigers. And this is what I expected. A little jumbo, try to push the smaller Hornets around a little bit. Checking in the game will be Arnold. So looks like they may go with a pass play here. And they're going to get Hornets offsides, and that's a bad mistake by the Hornets because that's going to just automatically give them a first down unless somebody was moving for the Tigers, but I don't believe they were. So that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Tigers and a gift for JB Pennington. And so now they get their second first down of the game. 7:39 to go in the first quarter, no score. Here from Blunsville, Locust Fork and the Tigers. Here comes a quick pass, and they're going to pass it complete. And oh, man, what a hit. 12 was the receiver, Dylan Arnold, and number 12 for the Hornets lead him up, Mr. Burgett.
Yeah, really just kind of a sit-down route, and again, sat down right underneath the strong safety. Burgett came up and made contact about the time that the ball was received. Again, though, J.B. Pennington pretty consistent this drive, throwing on first down, running on second down, and again, getting a good push in the running game.
Here comes the Tigers. They're going to fake it and keep it with the quarterback. There was a hole, and he'll burst through there with a big first down. And that looked like the Red Sea had parted. And what I'm seeing early is the up front is a big-time advantage for the Tigers as they pick up their third first down of this drive.
But again, just able to spread the Locust Fork offense out, really good play design, and then the execution up front really just kind of had to seal off the inside linebacker with a huge running lane to the secondary of the Locust Fork Hornets.
Number 54, Greg, had a great block on that possession right there.
And they'll go more with a jumbo package here. Here's a snap. They'll hand it to Marquez. He is a tough running back to get, and he will barrel through there for another first down. And they're just really pounding the Hornets up front right now. And J.B. Pennington now with a 1st and goal to go inside the 10. And how big was that offsides on 3rd down? Here comes a handoff up the middle. Marquez just grinding on down to about the 1. So to bring up 2nd and goal from about the 1 as the Tigers just smashing the Hornets early in this game. With 6 minutes to go, no score in the first quarter, no score, but the Tigers definitely are threatening. This time they'll go under center for the first time tonight. They'll do the quarterback sneak. He'll power in there, and he'll be close. Touchdown, Tigers, and a very impressive 77-yard drive. As we recap it from the Adams Building Company scoring recap, basically it was a couple of passes and ground and pound, and they score on a 77-yard drive. And for the first time this year in a real game, the Hornets find themselves behind 6-0. Impressive, I thought, by the Tigers. Hornets going to have to find a way to sure up the middle part of that front of the defense, because to me right now an advantage big time for the Tigers.
Greg, number 54, Caden Scott, is taking names. I mean, he is really getting a good push. If he gets it on his guy, he doesn't let him get off, and he's getting back in there to another level and open up a big hole really in the A gap there.
Well, setting the 10th extra point will be Jackson Timmerman. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good. 5:51 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Tigers. You're listening to WCRL. Be right back.
S&S Foods is your locally owned grocery store with 3 locations. We offer a wide variety of groceries, a full-service meat department, produce, dairy, frozen, and deli departments. Plus, Western Union money transfers and money orders are also available. Wednesdays, check out our weekly ad on Facebook. S&S Foods, locally owned and operated with 3 locations to
N5,
Pond, Dodge City, and Cleveland. S&S Foods.
Welcome back. 7-0 right now. The Pennington Tigers with an impressive 77-yard drive on their second possession. Both defenses looked like they were going to control the game, but that, to me, they capitalized off the interception by the Hornets and made the Hornets pay. So a nice job by the Tigers, Jeffrey.
Yeah, really just doing a good job of spreading the football around, again, stretching out the Locust Fork defense. Being able to take care of the inside gap, as Coach talked about, the center. Caden Scott, 6 foot, 260, a senior. doing a really nice job up front leading the offensive line. And right now, I think that's kind of the difference of the game is their offensive line versus our defensive line up front and the ability to move the ball in the running game.
Well, here comes the Tigers as they'll be kicking it off. And a busy guy early in this game is Mr. Timmerman. Jackson, a senior, a heck of an athlete. A lot of Timmermans. You've heard a lot of Heppenstalls. Those are the two names that you've heard over the years here. And two of them will be seniors, and I'm sure everybody in the county will be glad to see these guys graduate, as they are very talented young men. 5:51 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Tigers. Here's a kick. This time it will go to Burgett. He'll take it at the 15. He'll come across the 20. He'll tiptoe, make a man miss, and he'll spurt up across the 30. He got hammered by number 13, but he held on to the ball and done a great job as Ty Morgan got a pretty good lick on him. But a nice return. He returned it all the way from about the 8-yard line up to about the 33-yard line. So the best starting position so far for the Hornets.
Yeah, interesting to see what Locust Fork comes out and does again on first down. Interesting, too, defensively, the wideouts, J.B. Pennington, a lot of double coverage on the single receiver. Look for maybe corner blitzes coming off that side at times. But, again, Locust Fork able to spread them out to the wide side of the field. This
time the quarterback will keep it. He gets 5, and he'll get all the way close to a first down. And I believe he may have had it. If he's not, he's going to be just as he did get it. 10-yard gain by Dino Embry, and a nice run for the quarterback, and a 1st and 10, an S&S Foods 1st and 10.
Kind of a quarterback counter, Greg. Kind of stepped toward the right and cut back left and had a nice hole and picked up 10. He can really run the football.
He can. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Hornets with 3 lined up back to back to the right, and they'll give it to the running back, and he's got pretty good yardage as he'll get about 6, maybe 7 yards. It'd be 2nd down and 3, but he got hit pretty hard that time. He should have had Jesse Amos hit him pretty hard. Jesse's a big boy. So 2nd down and 3, Hornets getting pretty good yards, 17 yards and 2 rushes in this drive. So if the Hornets can run the football like that, it should open up some passing lanes too. 5:10 to go. 2nd down and 3, ball at the 49-yard line of the Pennington Tigers. First time the Hornets have been in Pennington territory. 3rd drive of the game for the Hornets. Here's a snap. They're going to keep it with the quarterback, and he'll make a man miss and then be brought down by big number 10, Drake Sanderson, a senior. He'll be a little bit short of the first down by about a yard. So I'll bring up 3rd and about a half a yard, really.
Well, Locust Fork went wide, empty backfield, and again, J.B. Pennington only 5 defenders in the box. Dylan maybe not quite as patient as he could have been to get the ball off the field, kind of north and south play design, but really good job by the secondary to come up and fill.
Well, here comes the Hornets as they're going to go quick. They're going to hand it to the running back. He's got to stick it up in there. He gets his first down with ease, and he'll pick up about 5 yards. And another S&S Foods 1st and 10, and the Hornets with a nice drive here, and they're able to do it on the ground, all on the ground so far. 3 first downs in a row.
Nice job up front by the Hornets, and nice running by Burgett, sticking his head in there and getting 1st down yardage.
4:13 to go, 7-0 Tigers, with the Hornets driving a little bit here. Here comes Embry as he'll go from the shotgun. 3 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. He'll get the snap. He'll look. He'll fire it. Complete to Matt Mitchell. He will go inside the 35 to about the 34, and he'll be a yard short. So that'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 1, maybe 2. But a nice, productive 1st down game by the Hornets.
Yeah, that time Locust Fork went with 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. All 3 ran kind of little sit-down inside slants, and again, Embry able to go to the middle slot receiver, being played off by the safety. And again, Locust Fork going to empty again, Greg, and a lot of running room kind of the outside of the box for Locust Fork where they're taking advantage even in the running game.
Here comes a snap. Little pressure being applied to hit his arm, but he's going to fire it down there to JJ, and it's going to be incomplete. He got his arm a little bit hit when he went to throw the ball. They went for broke on the second down in a little long yard, and Lotta got it. It was battle for it down there. We can't hardly see where we are. It's very difficult to see. But it'll be 3rd down and 1, and that's going to be a timeout for what?
Is that
there may be an injured player down in the corner.
So they got you saying there's somebody in the corner. I can't see that far.
Yeah, I think it's a cramp all the way down.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody's way down there over yonder.
That's
Maybe
it.
Pennington player.
If you're looking at from on your radio dial, Hornets going from left to right. So the far, I guess it would be northwest or northeast rather, end zone, really where we can't see where we're at. The ball was knocked around, but it looks like a cramp or something. And I can't tell who the injured player is, but he's getting up, I think. Can you see, Coach?
Yeah, they're working with him right now. It looks like the trainer's there. Maybe a cramp. It doesn't look right now to appear too serious. No, I don't know.
We're going to
block my vision.
But it's been a nice answer by the Hornets. The Tigers took the interception that they got from the Hornets. They got it at their own 23, and they drove it right down the field, mostly on the ground, a couple of passes mixed in. This drive here has been mostly run with one pass completion so far. They had JJ with a little step, but I thought that the rush kind of pushed the quarterback, Dylan, kind of up in the pocket. And I thought he hit his arm a little bit. And I thought he might have threw an interception because of the way his arm was hit. But it looks like the injured player is number 11.
Maybe more.
Fabian Mejia. So it may be a little bit more than a cramp. I don't know. But if you've ever had a cramp, it's pretty difficult. So big 3rd down coming up for the Hornets. A long 1, a short 2, either how you want to look at it. 4 receivers split out to the left this time. I'd be surprised if the Hornets don't just run it right up the gut here. Here's a snap. They will. They'll run it right up the gut, and they'll get the 1st down and more. Inside the 20, inside the 15. He'll go all the way to about the 1-yard line, and a nice pickup by the senior, Burgett, and a big hole to bust through there for the Hornets.
Big job by the offensive line. Greg gave some good running room for Burgett. And Greg, he's fast, and he's also tough and strong in contact. He made about 4 yards after contact on the goal line.
About a 31-yard pickup. This time they'll hand it right up the middle and nothing doing for the Hornets. He might have got a little bit of a yard, not much. He got about 6 inches where they spot him. So to bring up 2nd down and go from about the 1.5-yard line. So the Hornets on the move. You got to get the snap right here, and you cannot afford to turn it over. 2:28 to go, 7-0 Tigers, but the Hornets are definitely threatening. You got 4 receivers put out to the left. They're going to take it, and they're going to keep it with the quarterback, and he will pile in there, and he'll get all the way to the inch-yard line. I thought he'd scored. So to bring up 3rd down and goal, as the Tiger defense really manning up and then a short yardage situation here. So 3rd and goal from it's inside the 1.
You know, I'm 80 yards away, 100 yards away, but it looked like he was in the end zone.
Well, the ball, I mean, it's as close to the goal line as you can get without scoring.
It's right on.
This is where I go under center right here and run a quarterback sneak. Here's a snap. They'll give it to the running back. He'll push, and they're going to say he's short again.
Good.
So 4th down and goal coming. It looked like he got through there, but it was awfully close. If you're a Hornet fan, you think he scored. If you're a Tiger fan, you think they held it. So it comes up on 4th down, 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. What do you do here?
The nose of the ball's on the line, isn't it, Greg?
It looks like it. It's just got to touch it. It's just close. That's why I go under center here. And you got to watch your play clock. You only got 20. You got plenty of time. 20 seconds on the play clock. There's 1 minute and 4 seconds to go. You see, they're trying to get the play they want. Boy, this would be a big defensive stand for the Tigers if they can hold on here. But a big answer for the Hornets if they can get it in the end zone. Here's the snap. They're going to get it. They're going to fake it. They're going to give it to the running back. He'll go inside the 1 and be stopped short. The Pennington Tigers coming up with a huge goal line stand, and the Hornets just absolutely blew a tremendous opportunity to tie this game up. They marched the ball right down the field, had it first and goal from the 2, and didn't get but about 2 and a few inches. The Hornet fans are upset thinking they've got the ball in the end zone. But I'm going to be honest with you, that was some great defense by the Tigers. So here comes the Tigers, 1st and 10 from the 1. They're going to run a quarterback sneak, and he'll get him some yardage right up the gut.
All
He's
right.
still toting people. And, man, he's going to get about 10 yards on a quarterback sneak. He's going to get to about the 9. And maybe that was a huge difference. And to me, the difference in these two teams right now is up front. Locust Fork couldn't get in the end zone, and the Tigers held them out of the end zone. Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
Game of inches, Greg.
And that may get us to the end of the first quarter if they choose to, but I think they're going to run the clock. They're going to probably do a play before the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Tigers. Here's the snap. They're going to look. They're going to throw it. They're going to get it complete. And it's the 1st and 10 as they get it to Heppenstall. A nice open field tackle by Mitchell, but that ought to get us to the end of the first quarter. A S&S Foods 1st and 10. We end the first quarter on a goal line stand by the Tigers, and they held it on to a 7-0 lead. And we will take a break. 7-0 Pennington over Locust Fork in a very entertaining first quarter. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last.
Hey, Greg, the way Zoom has set up for your channel where your mic is, turn the gain, the little knob at the top down a little bit, leave the slider like it is, and that may balance it back up with Jeffrey, and you might turn Coach Dutton up just a notch, not much, just a notch. But overall, it sounds great. This has a nice quality to it. Wish you could hear it.
Kurt.
Now is the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact tractors, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. They're designed for easy operation and feature performance matched.
You're not okay.
Right
It's
now,
not out of
zero
line,
down and get 0.
and it's not clipping. It's good. I'm just trying to balance it where it really sounds as good because of as good as it does sound. So,
For full disclaimer.
in 5.
Tractor, your local Kubota dealer, located just north of Walmart on Highway 75 North.
Welcome back. 7-0. Hornets got as close to scoring as you could score without scoring. As they got it to inside the 1, Hornet folks thought they got in there a couple of times, but the Tigers stood up, and that was a huge goal line stand. And here come the Tigers as they start from their 1-yard line. They've already got it out to about the 14 after a nice pitch and catch from senior to senior, and it's 1st and 10 Tigers. The ball at about the 13-yard line. Here comes Timmerman from the shotgun. He'll take it and he'll hand it right up the gut. And a nice job by the Hornets that time as the deuce, J.J. Boatwright, comes in to throw down Josh Marquez. I think that's going to maybe gain a yard. If he did, it's just a little bit, maybe 6 inches. Good defensive play.
Yeah, nice job that time up front, Locust Fork. And as you said, offensively, defensively, so far, really the advantage in the box for the J.B. Pennington Tigers.
2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. Comes a man in motion, going to throw it out to the big number 10, Sanderson, and he will be brought down quickly. And he may have lost about 3 or 4 yards. They tried to do a little swing pass out to Sanderson, and he is going to lose at least 3.
Yeah, J.J. Boatwright kind of first in pursuit, landing Keith up from his secondary position.
So 3rd and about 12 or 13 here for the Tigers with 11 minutes to go in the first half. 7-0 Tigers. They scored on their second possession, and the Hornets got it all the way down the 8-yard line, and they held the Hornets on their possession, or it could be tied. So a tight game, really well balanced right now. Both teams with different kinds of strengths so far I've seen. Here comes the Tigers. They're going to throw it. Got a man open. Oh, my goodness, what a hit. They're going to probably call a targeting hit, but I'm telling you right now, that was a heck of a hit by Keith, Landon Keith. So we'll see what the penalty is. He would have been short of the first down, but he may get the first down with a penalty. Let's see. Personal foul. targeting. I don't think you have to come out of the game in high school ball. But tough luck for the, you're trying to cover a 6'5" guy.
That's two big penalties, Greg, on
Yep.
third down that have kept drives alive for the Pennington Tigers. Big play, though. Great effort.
Yes. I mean, it was a heck of a hit, and he never went down. He would have been short by about 8 or 9 yards, but he got the first down after the penalty, and that takes it all the way out to the 36-yard line at the 15-yard penalty. Here comes a swing pass out to Sanderson. He will be brought down by number 10, and then the finishing off that time, I believe, by like number 50, helping him out there as Coleman Williamson gets the first one there, and then I think cleaning up might have been Dylan Hodges. So that's a loss of 2. Second down, 12. Good defense by the Hornets if they hadn't had the penalty. That'd have been in good shape there. And so far, everything that could go wrong for the Hornets has went wrong, really. Not getting in there. And then here comes a quick handoff up the middle to Marquez, and he got a good running, but he fumbles the ball. And it looks like Hornets are going to get it. And that is a huge fumble recovery by, I believe it was number 1, Mitchell. And there's still a fight going on for it, and we're going to get a penalty play. And I don't know who's going to get it. I don't know what they're going to. It looks like the Hornet fans are cheering. I don't know who's going to get the penalty flag. But it looks like the Hornets got the fumble recovery. So let's see what they iron this thing out now. Somebody got a penalty. It could be both of them for chicken fighting. I don't know. Let's see what the penalty is. The penalty is going to be personal foul, dead ball personal foul against J.B. Pennington. And that will be against the Tigers. So it will be a big-time penalty because and Locust Fork's going to get the football. They recovered the fumble at about the 44-yard line of their own 44-yard line. So they're going to get the ball all the way down to the Tiger 30, what is that, 37-yard line? So a huge turnover. Both teams now turned it over once apiece. Now, I said Locust Fork hadn't had the breaks. They finally get a break here after giving up a penalty twice on third down and then not scoring when they was 2 inches away from scoring. So here comes the Hornets. 1st and 10, great field position. And they'll spread out 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here comes a snap. They're going to throw it. They're going to let it go. No, he's going to step over a guy, and he'll get a little running room around the right side inside the 20. And he'll go out of bounds at about the 18-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Hornets. An S&S Foods 1st and 10, and a lot of room around the right side there by the quarterback, Dylan Embry.
Yeah, and Greg, on the way up, we talked about the matchup of Locust Fork skill versus the interior of J.B. Pennington. And what's happened in Locust Fork, kind of 20-20, when they're able to spread them out. J.B. Pennington really playing 2 guys, Coach, over the outside receivers. Not necessarily a true press, but then when Locust Fork had the ball down 1st and goal, basically released that and brought 2 more guys in the box. So it's one of those where Locust Fork, it may be almost easier to score outside the 15-yard line, Coach, than inside the 15.
Well, they got it at the 19. They're going to throw it again. They're looking. They're going to fire it. And ain't nobody out there but Pennington Tigers. And I believe they're going to intercept it or they catch it. Incomplete.
Can't see.
There is nothing. No way I can really see. Right there. I didn't know if it was going to be an interception or a completion because they kind of fought for it. Did Landon Keith and the 2 receivers. They had 2 defensive players over there. So might have been lucky not to throw an interception right there.
And, Coach, even in the running game for Locust Fork, really all the success outside of the one play straight up the middle has been on the exterior with the receivers blocking.
Here's another
good
heck of a hit by the interior lineman. Number 0 Sanderson hit Dino about as hard as he could get hit. He faked it to the running back, and then he kept it, and he got hammered. I mean, hammered.
That was
They've been some licks by both teams in this game.
Really
It's a hard-hitting game.
Sanderson really delivered a nice lick in there, but Dino's tough as a pine knot.
And he helped the guy that hit him up off the ground. Big third down here, 3rd and 10. Here's a snap. They're going to look. They're looking for JJ. And they're going to almost throw an interception. but it's incomplete. And I'm sure it's 4-down territory for the Hornets. They have had the ball at the inch-yard line going in. They've got it at the 19 right now. They're getting it between, as you said, the 20s, but they hadn't been able to get in the end zone. Let's see if they can do something big here. They got to get at least 10 yards. They got to get to the 9-yard line, keep this drive alive. 8:42 to go in the first half. It's 7-0 Tigers. 4th down coming. Here's a snap. They'll look, and they'll fire it to Mitchell. He's open. Touchdown, and a beautiful pass by the sophomore to the junior. And he'll score on a 19-yard touchdown pass on 4th down, and we're 1 point away from tying this game up. And a huge answer by the Hornets as they get the turnover, and they capitalize on the turnover just like the Tigers did. And that's the prettiest pass and catches you'll ever see.
I couldn't see it, but hey, I'm happy it happened.
Well, if you're a Hornet fan, you are. If you're a Tiger fan, you're not.
Greg,
So Hornets trying to tie it up with Bonella.
Can you give me a periscope kind of thing out there?
Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's up. It is long enough, and it is good. And with 8:34 to go in the first quarter, we're tied at 7 apiece. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to WCRL.
People's Bank of Alabama is a local bank you can trust to be there when you need them. We are your neighbors, friends, and family. Whether you're a team player or a coach, a member of the band, or a cheerleader on the sidelines, or a fan in the stadium, the People's Bank of Alabama team is proud to be a supporter. We have been a part of this community for over 40 years. This is where we live, work, and play just like you.
In 5.
Here's to a winning season. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back. Lightning striking on 4th down for the Hornets as the sophomore Dino, or Dylan Embry, they call him Dino, sophomore quarterback for the Hornets, threading the needle to the junior receiver, Matt Mitchell. And on 4th down, the Hornets answer. And how big was the stop by the Tigers, holding Locust four times inside the 2. Well, I've seen a lot so far, and I see a lot of equality in this game, Jeffrey. I think both teams have got advantages in certain areas, but this is going to be a juggernaut, I'm afraid. Here comes the kickoff. It's a wobbly, squibbly kick, and it will be down at the 34-yard line. And the way the Hornets kick off, that is as beautifully executed as it could possibly be.
Well, you know, we talked about it. And I think the matchups, as we mentioned, is again the strength of J.B. Pennington up front in the box. And again, for Locust Fork, it's on the exterior in the passing game in an open space. But then I think clearly there's an advantage, Greg, in a close game coming down the wire in the kicking game for the J.B. Pennington Tigers.
From what I've seen. Now, the extra point looked pretty good for the Hornets a while ago. They struggled last week with that. Maybe they worked it out. Here comes a handoff right up the gut, and the Hornets are waiting on it this time. And they'll throw down Marquez for a loss of a yard. As this game goes, I'm seeing the Hornets get a little more penetration than I did on that one drive.
Nice job by the missile, Williamson.
Coleman is a little bitty senior. Hadn't played in several years, but he has really been playing big for the Hornets. No doubt about it. Coleman Williamson playing huge for the Hornets tonight. 2nd and 11. They'll hand it again. This time a little more running room for Marquez, and he'll get all the way up to about the 41-yard line before looked like Dino Embry making the play along with the missile, we call him. Coleman Williamson. But that'll bring up 3rd and a little more manageable. 3rd and maybe a long 3, short 4. 7:45 to go. We're tied at 7. 7:40 to go in the half. Both teams have moved the ball, and both teams have played good defense. Here's a big 3rd down. On a hot night, they're going to throw it. They're looking at, he had it picked off, but he went right by it. Did the missile that time. It's going to be complete to number 7, J.J. Ortiz. And a huge 1st down. As I think Coleman thought he had a touchdown, and he ran past the ball.
Sure did.
And if he had have intercepted that, there's no doubt he'd had his first touchdown as a high school player, but you got to play the ball first. So a big 1st down, S&S Foods 1st and 10. Here comes the 1st down from the 46-yard line of the Hornets. Going to hand it again to Marquez, and he'll pick up about 3, 4 maybe. Nice job by that front of the Tigers. They're big. Well, look at that big old number 77. He is absolutely humongous. Daniel Dingler, a junior, 350. Yeah. There's nobody in white that looks like number 77. And you got Big 10 behind him.
You got 54 snapping the ball. Is a terrific blocker, Greg.
Another pass this time. They're going to look for it. Got a man out here, and they're going to call pass interference on the Hornets. And I'm not sure. I didn't see him touch him, but they may have called him for holding. But I was looking at it. I didn't really see a whole lot there. But it's going to cost the Hornets, and penalty flag has killed the Hornets tonight. That's 3 big penalties that will give them a first down if they call a pass interference like I think they are.
Greg, that was both guys were holding each other. I mean, during that route, and it was so
pass
much
interference,
so much contact. That's just, hey, they're there, they see it, and they make the call, but contact both ways.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers, and that is 3 big time penalties that have went, and that will be another S&S Foods 1st and 10, as that will carry the ball inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. So the Tigers have felt like it's Christmas with the 3 gifts the Hornets have given them on big-time plays in this ball game. 1st and 10 Tigers. They'll take it from the shotgun. They're going to pitch it this time out to Marquez. Hornets string it out, and they'll do a pretty good job of holding him inside the 30, about to the 20, I guess 26-yard line, a pickup of a couple. Good defense that time by the Hornets.
Nice job by Embry and Mitchell, Greg, of covering outside in, inside out, and taking the big play away. Nice job, Locust Fort. 2-yard play, first down, 2nd and 8, 6:04 to go in second quarter.
Tied at 7, but the Tigers definitely threatening here as they get it to 26-yard line. They're going to hand it to Mark. That's number 8 this time.
Great job right there.
Isaac Murphy. And he will be brought down after a gain of about 2. So break up 3rd down and 7. And that's going to be timeout for the heat break. We'll take it with them. 7-7, a barn burner in Blancheville. Don't go anywhere. 5:47 to halftime. You're listening to WCRL.
Nice job by Brazil on that play, Craig, number 52, linebacker, defensive lineman.
To have 2 groups prioritizing local education. We want to invite you to every single child in this county is supported by Offer and BCEF. Through a focus on technology and promotion of academic excellence, these organizations have put millions back into our local education. If you would like to learn more on how you can be a part of these organizations, please visit them on Facebook, the Blount County Education Foundation and the Aniana Foundation for
and 5
sources.
Welcome back as we have a big 3rd down coming up for the Hornets, or excuse me, for the, well, both, I guess it's for the Hornets and for the Tigers. The Tigers got the ball. We're tied at 7, 5:47 to go in the half. The Tigers got an interception on the 2nd possession for the Hornets, and they marched it 77 yards. Then the Hornets marched it right down the field after getting a fumble recovery. And what was mixed in there was a big goal line stand by the Tigers after the Hornets had it inside the inch. I mean, they couldn't have been more than an inch to go, and they held the Hornets out of the end zone on a big goal line stand. But they got it 3rd down and 7 with 5:45 to go. The ball at about the 30-yard line. They're going to take it and hand it. Nope, they're going to keep it. Quarterback, and he fooled everybody, and he got great blocking out there, and he'll get his first down. That's a great play call and a great read by Jackson Timmerman, and that will be an S&S Food 1st and 10.
Really nice call, Greg. Just got outside, a great fake, kind of froze our edge rusher, and a big first down. They've made some clutch 3rd and long, Greg.
They've gotten 3 with a penalty, but that was the first 3rd down conversion really they've made where they had to really get it on their own, and they've done a nice job. Great play call there. 5:33 to go, 1st and 10. Here's a snap. They're going to look in the end zone. Got the biggest guy on the field, and they'll throw it to him, and he'll miss it. And they're going to call pass interference again, I believe.
Yep.
He's got a tough task guarding Heppenstall. Heppenstall is about 6'4" or 5", And he is a big target. And let's see what they call here. And let's see, they're going to call pass interference. So that'll be first and goal, I believe, for the Tigers. If you're a Hornet fan, you're frustrated because those are close calls. They're not just obvious pass interference. Somebody sent me a video of the first one, and it didn't look like pass interference. But it's an opinion. It's just whatever you know.
Well, I don't
Whatever how you're looking at it. And it could certainly be called a penalty, but it could certainly not be called. So it's kind of like that. So the penalty was not enough for the first down. I mean, for our first and goal, it will be first and 3? The ball is on about the 6, so it's going to be first and 3 at the 6. So 5:26 to go, and here comes the handoff fake, and the quarterback's going to keep it, and he is really doing a nice job, and he will get in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. 5:16 to go, 5:15 to go in the first half, and let me tell you something. That was Mr. Action Jackson Timmerman reading and doing a great job with a quarterback keeper. He faked it to the running back, and the Hornets fell for it, and he kept it, and man, what a great job by Timmerman. Taking it to the house, a 6-yard touchdown run, score and recap. They get the ball. They get a 2 pass interference and a nice couple runs by the quarterback, and they put 6 on the board. And now they're going to attempt the extra point as the Adams Building Company recap. This game's sponsored by Ham Cabinets. And here comes a big extra point, which could be big in this ball game. 13-7, 5:15 to go. As the extra point is pending, and Timberman has done about everything, and he will kick this ball right down Main Street. And the Tigers lead it 14-7 with 5:15 to go in the half. And the difference in the score is the goal line stand by the Tigers. Every time the Tigers have got in scoring position, they have answered with a touchdown. The Hornets got down there a while ago and couldn't punch it in from 2 yards out. I see my old uncle said we're coming in loud and clear from Panama City Beach in Florida. Mr. Joe Armstrong listening in. A lot of people listening in, and there's a big crowd on hand. Hornets with a big crowd, the Tigers with a big crowd. Mr. Kirk Ingram making a lot of money tonight. In a big game. It's been a great, entertaining first half. It's pretty much even. Both teams have moved the ball. One more stop did the Tigers have, or we'd be tied. And to me, just from watching a little bit, the Tigers have been a little bit ahead of the Hornets in their play calling in the first half, or execution of their play calling.
Well, again, I think the difference is just what's going on in the box, and JB Pennington really kind of giving a blueprint, perhaps, of how teams will try to defend Locust Fork down the road, where they're just overplaying the outside receivers, keeping 5 guys in the box, and able to do somewhat of containing of the run game. And then again, Locust Fork taking their shots in the passing game, but just really kind of able to negate the outside receivers with the coverage that they're putting on so far, and then Locust Fork unable to take advantage in the running game.
14-7, 5:15 to go in the first half. And I think it's important right here that the Hornets answer. They're going to stay in this thing. They'll kick it deep, and it will bounce. And that's a tough way to go. But here comes Burgett. He'll take it to the left, and he'll get around the 20. And then he'll cut back and get to the 25 and take it up across the 30 to about the 31 or y'all. I guess that's where they'll mark him down. Nice return, about a 22-yard return. He got it about the 9, I think, and returned it out to about the 31-yard line. So, first and 10 for the Hornets. They've had success running the ball, and they've had a little bit of success passing the ball. Let's see what they choose here.
A critical drive for Locust Fork. JB Pennington gets the second half kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
Need some points here, Greg.
If you're the Hornets, you got to keep pace, I believe. And you're shooting yourself in the foot right now thinking, man, you had a golden opportunity, didn't make hay when you could have. Here comes the snap. It's low. They'll fire it out to the running back. He's got some running room out there. He'll get 5, 6, maybe 7 yards. Well, I believe it's going to be closer to 6. But a nice first down gain on the opening play of this drive. 2nd down and 4. Good defense, though, by the Hornets. By the Tigers getting out there in a hurry. I thought it was going to get a lot more than it did. It closed fast.
Yeah, really good job of taking appropriate angles. Second level of the defense. Again, Locust Fort really did a good job blocking in the secondary, but the linebackers doing a good job keeping it from being a bigger gain on the play.
Here's a snap. Little pressure coming. He'll let her fly to JJ. He ain't going to get that's going to be way over his head. Good defense that time by Dylan Arnold.
Yeah, not sure that JJ didn't give up on that just a little bit early. Again, I think trying to just get him over the top, but still really played 3 receivers. Had 2 covering him initially and then passed him off to the safety over the top. Locust Fort taking a shot. Now, critical 3rd down again for both teams. Critical for J.B. Penn to get the ball back with a stop.
Here's a snap. They're going to roll to the left. Got a man wide open. Charlie Armstrong. He'll take it complete, and he will fumble the football. Had a good drive. Tried to stretch it into a little bit more and gave it up. Great. Had the first down, but you cannot turn it over right there. So a nice play by the Tigers to strip the ball, and another turnover for the Hornets. That's the 2nd of the game at a terrible time with 4:12 if you are a Hornet fan, and a great time if you're the Tigers. So they'll get it 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Again, I think a huge stat and advantage for J.B. Penn is really his 3rd downs. They're able to convert a lot of 3rd downs. Locust Fort unable to so far.
Here comes a snap. They'll hand it right up the gut. Man fell down, got a running room, and he is bye-bye. If it hadn't have been for Burgett, he tripped him up, and Marquez, I believe that's number 8. I don't think that's number 6. 6 and 8 look a lot.
That was just great quickness, Greg. Hold up the middle and tremendous feet and speed. Woo, just blow through there, and we got, Burgett saving the day.
They're going to hand it right back to him. We got another running room, and I'm starting to see a lot of arm tackling by the Hornets, and they look like they were really beginning to show a little bit of force, are the Tigers, and the Hornets with a guy getting up a little bit slow in Matt Mitchell. So 14-7, and the Tigers just pounding, and I would be shocked if they throw it right here. Here's a snap. They're going to hand it right back to Marquez, and he will waltz in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers, with an exclamation point. They have had 2 touchdowns, answering 2 turnovers, and the Hornets find themselves down 20-7 with 3:42 to go here in the first half, and a very impressive just ram it down your throat drive. And that's where those turnovers by Hornets, they had their first down and tried to get a little bit more, and the fumble happened, and they take advantage of it. 20-7 with 3:42. Extra point attempt is no good this time.
Great job.
So a great job of the push by the Hornets getting through there. So 3:42 to go, and you said it, the Tigers get the ball first to start the second half. I think you're going to have to really, and that as we do the Adams Building Company scoring recap, scoring drive recap, it was 3 handoffs right up the gut. And it was Marquez waltzing in the end zone.
Yeah, the last one he wouldn't have been down in 2-hand touch, Greg.
Greg, at offensive line, it's just pounding, push, great push. And those running backs are running it downhill, and they have speed, and they're tough runners after contact.
Well, 3:42 to go. You kind of find out what you got in a team right here if you're Locust Fork, if you're going to hang in here. I go back, the biggest play in this game to me was the goal line stand. And Hornets had a chance to have been ahead in this game.
And you right now, the biggest 4 plays.
Yeah. They've done it 4 times in a row. That's right. And now you've had 2 turnovers, and you've had about 3 or 4 terrible penalty. So everything you could do wrong, really, for the Hornets, they've done wrong, and they got to do something here to stay in this ball game. That kick's going to be a little short, but he's going to come up and get it at the 20. Here comes Burgett around the right side, and he'll take it up to about the 36-yard line. So another good field position for the Hornets. So they do a good job. Timmerman does a kicking the ball deep, and they do a good job of defending the kickoff. They stretch you out. I thought the Hornets did a little bit of job right there, getting a little momentum down the right side. So 1st and 10 for the Hornets. You got 3:33 to go in the first half. Hornets generally score pretty quick when they score, but the skill has not shined tonight like it has in some of the other ball games. Here comes shotgun formation. Now hand it to the running back. He's around the left side, and a nice tackle by number 12, who has played big to me, Dylan Arnold. He'll pick up about 4, so bring up 2nd and 6. 3:18 to go. Clock running. I think Hornets want to make sure that they don't give anybody any time, but I think you got to go pretty fast to try to score here if you're the Hornets. And the Hornets going to jump off sides. So everything you got first, you lose there. As number 52 for the Hornets just lost a little concentration. Ammon Brazil's going to jump off sides.
Oh, man.
Can't do that. You got a little play called here where you can do a lot of things, and then you lose that yardage. And really, the Hornets have really shot themselves in the foot a lot. The old adage, you don't have many toes left, is true in this game. Well, they played a lot of flawless ball the last time. They're not doing that offense this time. Here comes the quarterback. He's going to be almost thrown down, but he'll break it. Houdini comes through there, and how he got a yard, I don't know, but he's going to get a bunch of yards. He's going to get up about 6 or 7 on his own. After that penalty, it was 2nd and about 12, and he's going to get about 7 or 8, and he got hit in the backfield and got 7 after contact.
He is really strong, Greg. Keeps those feet moving. He's really strong for a guy his size. He never gives up. Plays till the whistle blows. Great effort. Number 4, Embry.
Another big 3rd down coming for the Hornets. 3 receivers split to the right. Here comes the snap. They'll look. They'll let her fly. Got a man out there, but another defender out there, and it will be broken up, and they bring up 4th down. And they've done a good job of covering the receivers, and I think the Hornets are trying to go a little too deep, too quick sometimes.
Well, for the most part, again, they've got double coverage on both outside receivers. We're going to have to look for Locust Force perspective, again, kind of a soft underneath, again, one-on-one if they can get Jonathan Burgett out here kind of on the corner. And again, Locust Fork taking the shot, but really kind of into the teeth of the alignment and defense, the J.B. Pennington. Give them credit, Coach, really with a good plan coming in to negate that athleticism.
Look at J.J. out there.
Nobody on J.J. Finally. They get somebody. So 4th down and 5, punting time for the Hornets. And here comes the punt. And this is a lot better punt than they had the last time. And it will go inside the 20 and go down about inside the 30. It'll be down about the 23-yard line, 24-yard line. So 1:50 to go and a half. They went through like they was going through butter the last time. If the Hornets don't slow them down a little bit, they're going to find themselves in a big trouble here.
And if I'm J.B. Pennington, I come out, again, try to get the ball downfield, the big, tall receiver, Carter Heppenstall, again, maybe take my shot. And again, to your point, not a lot of defensive staying power up the middle. So again, I would look for J.B. Pennington to take some shots here.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball about the 23 or 24-yard line. They'll snap it and they'll hand it right up the gut. No, they're going to fire it. He's wide open. Catches, he'll score.
Oh, God.
Lord, I'm telling you right now, they had a touchdown. That was a great fake. And Matthew Mitchell was lost as he could be. And I'm telling you right now, Carter Heppenstall has never been wider open than he was right then. He would have waltzed into the end zone. Goodness gracious, how do you lose a 6'4" receiver?
That was a catastrophic blown coverage, Greg.
Yep. You got to cover your guy.
I think
Here comes a big second down and 10. I think I'd be shocked. They're not running it here unless it's quarterback. They're going to fire it almost. Now they're going to run it with a quarterback, and he will be brought down quickly. Now to bring up third down and he got about 4 yards, so 3rd and 6. I think he wanted to throw it, but JJ was.
Yeah, JJ in the passing lane.
Big time JJ. So 125 to go for the Hornets. You're trying to get them to punt right here. Maybe you could get lightning strike inside of a minute. The biggest down is to try to stop them right here because he hadn't done a whole lot of that. They're going to fire man wide open, but he's going to short arm him.
The ball hit the turf.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't think he caught it. The ball hit the ground. They're going to say he completed it, but it's 4th down.
Good gracious, that ball bounced.
The ball did bounce. So 4th down, if I was him, I'd go with a hard count. Of course, you don't want to give the Hornets the ball with 50 seconds to go right here.
You're going to get the ball back, start second half.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything to.
Timeout called by the Hornets.
Yeah, look, I think Billy Adams just really wants to force their hand. They were going to run the clock down as far as they could. Billy takes the timeout.
Well, you go back to that last play. Am I blind or did that ball not bounce?
Well, our coaches certainly thought it bounced across the way.
Well, Coach Dutton, I know he's 80 years old, but he thought it bounced.
Well, I had that cataract surgery.
So you
got
clear.
me back to 2020.
Okay, you're
and
clear.
I would say the ball bounced. Now, I could be wrong from 100 yards away, but in my Dr. John Owen vision, that is a bounce. That's an incomplete pass. Unless we're allowing, one hop type plays to.
6-0 Appalachian at the half. Not good for the Eagles. They're playing good defense up there after Gaston scored, was it 63? Is that what they scored last week?
And that's about what Appalachian gave up.
Yeah. So they've had some tremendous defensive play in that first half. Jeff Gibbs listening in. I know he probably misses doing the Tiger games. I think the Locust Fork, if they get to the halftime, they're going to look at this at themselves. Here's a big 4th down. I would try to draw Locust Fork off sides right here. They're going to go for it, and they're going to get it. And he may bust it through there. That's a nice call right there with 38 seconds, a gutsy call.
Well,
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Everything that the Pennington has tried has worked in this first half.
Definitely a courageous call, Greg.
Yeah, because if you give Locust Fork the ball at the 34-yard line for 35 seconds, you got plenty of time with a couple of timeouts left. So timeout called quickly by the Tigers, and that is a Blunsville Pharmacy timeout. Right now, the player of the game to me would be Timmerman at the half. Jackson Timmerman, the way he's thrown the ball and ran the ball and kicked the ball and everything else. So now I'm definitely going to let it fly here. You just don't want to throw a pick. You got a senior out here in number 5, Heppenstall, a senior at quarterback. You got a lot of seniors in the game in key positions. The running back, Josh Marquez, a senior. A lot of seniors right now. Here's a snap. They're going to throw it, and they're going to fire it to a man that's wide open. It's way over his head. It was intended for number 7, J.J. Ortiz, a sophomore.
Got to keep everybody in front of you right now. Nobody behind you. No balls thrown over you. Put some heat on that quarterback.
So 32 seconds to go, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, if I'm J.B. Pennington, I'm probably looking for one of these outs that can ball almost to the far hash mark across the way. You got 2 receivers here kind of in the slot formation, Greg. I come with some kind of a little short slant, wide open space.
Yeah. Yep.
And 7's wide open again. They're going to look. Now he's going to run it. And he's got some running room. You're going to have to come up. He's got a lot of running room. He'll get across inside the 40. And it'll be 1st and 10 with 23 seconds to go. You give up a lot of yardage trying to cover those receivers, but when he gets outside and breaks that containment, there's a lot of green grass over there, and Jackson Timmerman is really doing a nice job running the football.
Yeah, really wasn't a fair fight with our outside linebacker Jackson in the open field there.
He's got some really good feet, Greg. Big plays here, Greg, in the ball game. Real big.
And the Hornets got to find a way to stop them. They cannot afford to give another. They're going to put a little more pressure on him. Got a man out there, complete. He'll fire it to Ortiz, and he'll get his first down. No, he won't. He'll be a little bit short. And they say he went out short of the first down, about second down and 2, 17 seconds to go. If you're the Hornets, you just can't afford to give. I'd throw it to 5.
Yep.
Because we at Locust Fork hadn't covered 5 all night long. They may run it here, try to get the first down. No, they're going to throw it 2-5. He'll get the first down, and then he'll be knocked out of bounds.
13.
So 13 seconds to go in the first half. It's 20-7 Tigers. They held the Hornets on a 4 consecutive inside the 2 or goal line stand. And then the Hornets have turned it over a couple of times, and they've got a couple of answers there. They have done everything right but one thing. Here comes a first down, ball to 25. He's going to look, and he'll fire it, and it'll be incomplete.
Right through those hands. That was big. Good, Grayson.
So now they'll have to go to the end zone with 6 seconds probably. And you just cannot afford a pass interference. Locust Fork's got 3 of them this first half. I say Mitchie and Les battling out. Mitchie's a Hornet, and Les is a Tiger. And right now the Tigers are getting the better end of the Hornets. So big down here.
Need to get him on the ground, Greg.
If you're the Hornets, you do. Here comes a pass. They'll throw it right over the middle, and they'll throw it right to J.J. Bolton. Here comes J.J.
Go.
He's running around the right side, and he'll go all the way to the 20-yard line. That's the end of the first half. As we end this first half, 20-7, Hornets hold them at the end of the half. But to me, everything went the way of the Tigers that first half. They got turnovers, they got penalties, they got a lot of things. They just did everything that could go right to me, just about went right for the Tigers, and they made the most of their possessions, and that's why they're ahead right now at halftime. We'll take a quick break as we come to the end of the first half, 20-7, entertaining first half. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
In sports, every point counts.
Hey, if I could please check, for the first touchdown that Pennington got the rush, did Marquez score that? Was that Josh that went in?
I don't know. I can't remember.
It's hard.
I didn't catch it myself, and that's why I was trying to go back and double check. I know he got the second touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he said, but it might have been another back, but I think it was a rushing like 2 yards or whatever.
Okay. And tax worries can be time-consuming and stressful. Lori Criswell and Associates can provide accounting, auditing and bookkeeping, payroll preparation, tax reporting for businesses and individuals. So talk to Lori Criswell, CPA, and accountant Alicia Bell. They can take care of all your accounting needs. Lori Criswell and Associates, Highway 278 in Sneed, or call 205-466-7157.
Hang on.
TRL AM 1570, 95.3 FM, W237DH Adiana, 94.7 FM, W234DI Douglas. It's from the 90s, 2000s, and today.
Yep.
And letting him see.
Hello, my name is Randy Cater, and I'm the pastor of Locust Fork Baptist Church. I would love to invite you to worship with us. We have small group Bible study for all ages at 9 a.m. on Sundays, followed with worship at 10. On Wednesday nights, we have supper before service and adult Bible study at 6:30. If there's one thing I'm proud of, it is the love our church has for children and students. Over the past 15 years, I have watched our church invest so much into the lives of young people. I am also a product of that.
96.
In a world struggling for truth, it is vital we put ourselves in a position to hear real truth. I want to encourage you.
Pennington's got 190
to walk with
about 100 more yards.
Don't walk alone.
Locust Fork's 58 to 50.
Locust Baptist Church.
And the time of the
Southern Haberdashery and Provisions Company is located in the heart of downtown Oneonta on Main Street. It's the ideal place for the Southern gentleman and outdoorsman. Find exactly what you need for a demanding lifestyle, offering lifestyle wear, outdoor clothing, shoes, and men's grooming products, hats, tuxes, and more. The Southern Haberdashery is a local place that offers all the brands and styles you would find in a larger city. With the attention to service and atmosphere you deserve, stop in and see Joel. The Southern Haberdashery and Provisions Company, a place where tradition meets today.
That's just let's take it.
Your Hits 95.3, 94.7 forecast is brought to you by Jeff's Quality Muffler and Quick Lube. Jeff's crew is fast, friendly, and experienced. Get it done right and getting you back on the road again. Jeff's Quality Muffler and Quick Lube, Highway 231 South in Oneonta. Now, here's meteorologist J.P. Dice.
For tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 70 degrees, scattered storms Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 88. 50% chance of rain on Sunday. Temperatures around 88 degrees. That's your weather update. Meteorologist J.P. Dice here at 95.3 and 94.7 WCRL.
It's 11 minutes past 8 p.m. in Oneonta with mostly clear conditions. It's 80 degrees.
Are you tired of the big box pharmacies? Looking for a pharmacy that's local and family owned? Well, here's a suggestion. J&M Pharmacy. J&M Pharmacy is locally owned and, maybe more importantly, family owned and operated. In a world where customer service usually only means false promises, do yourself a favor and check out J&M Pharmacy. So when you have a cough or an itch, or you're looking for a fresh alternative to the big box for your prescriptions, try J&M Pharmacy. Easy to find and easy to get to. 2040 2nd Avenue East, Oneonta. J&M Pharmacy, your local family pharmacy. 205-274-2740.
Experience the joy of full vehicle customization at Team One Toyota. With our brand new ordering system, you'll have the power right at your fingertips to create the exact vehicle you've been searching for. Your build can be an incredibly scarce one, or it can be extremely common. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is that it's yours and it's unique. And with only a $100 deposit, you can lock that order in and be prioritized to the top of our delivery list. We've made car buying easy, and we've created a better way of doing business. Order your new vehicle today at teamonetoyota.com, where we're driven by great people and great prices.
This is Greg Armstrong with the Blount County Education Foundation. Thursday, September the 22nd is the 2022 Blount County Education Foundation Radiothon. Your contribution will help provide classroom grants to teachers, summer learning activities for students, the Scholars Bowl, the High School Ambassadors, the Visual Arts Exhibition, the Spelling Bee, and so much more. Call in your pledge this year on Thursday, September the 22nd. Listen to the Radiothon on WCRL, 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. and help the Blount County Education Foundation continue to promote academic excellence in Blount County schools.
Thinking of listing your home or property? Your next thought should be Melinda and Candy with B&A Realty Group. Their combined 9 years of real estate expertise, paired with Melinda's 25 years of interior design experience, will get your home staged and ready to show. It's been proven that staged homes sell 2 to 3 times faster, bringing up to 6% more revenue to the seller. If you're looking for honest, hardworking agents, call Melinda and Candy, 205-914-1372. Melinda and Candy, B&A Realty Group of Keller Williams Realty Blunt, 205-914-1372.
A bank built on success is a team sport. At Cadence, we are a company full of positive, dedicated team players. A team that puts in the work to get to know you and together finds the best solution for your needs. We have the tools, the know-how, and the people who are ready to roll up their sleeves and get the job done. And most importantly, we know that our success starts with yours. Let's get started today. Learn more at cadencebank.com. Cadence Bank, N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
When the storms damage your house, there's only one name you should trust: Royal Roof Contractors. With 30 years experience, Royal Roof can ease your mind with free inspections and free estimates to your damaged home. No job is too big or too small. So next time when the storms damage your home or need a new roof, give Royal Roof a call. 274-ROOF. That's 274-7663. Alabama license number 22559.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Weather's Ace is the place for instant savings on all your favorite brands. Ace trash bags in assorted sizes and styles are $6.99 each after $2 instant savings. Save $3 instantly on Lysol disinfecting wipes. Save $2 instantly on gallons of Kilt's all-purpose primer. Instant savings are available exclusively for Ace Rewards members.
Tammy, right.
Start saving today and whether
You hear me, Tim? Welcome back, folks, as we come to you live at halftime at William R. Sutton Stadium, home of the Pennington Tigers. And the first half was a half that I thought the Tigers really took advantage of every opportunity almost that they had. They didn't make a lot of penalties. They turned over one ball over here late, and then the other turnover was a fumble that the Hornets took advantage of. But I'm going to run down the first half stats. The scoring play started in the first quarter with 5:51. Jackson Timmerman runs a 2-yard touchdown run, and Pennington led 7-0 as Jackson Timmerman extra point was good. Then the Hornets had the ball and drove it right down the field, and after that, and got inside the inch-yard line, and 4 plays consecutively, they hold the Hornets. So the Hornets get the ball, hold the Tigers, get a turnover, and they get the ball back, and with 8:34 to go in the second quarter, Dylan Emery passes complete to number 1, Matt Mitchell, of 20 yards, and the extra point attempt was up and good, and it was 7-7. With 5:15 to go, Jackson Timmerman ran 6 yards to answer the touchdown by the Hornets, and the Tigers go up 14-7. And then Josh Marquez ran for 6 yards after that ensuing possession. The Locust Fork Hornets had an interception, and they took the interception in for 7 as Marquez just ran through the Hornets like butter, to be honest with you, and it was 20-7, and that's where we are here. The Hornets, as far as total yards, this is a big difference to me. Pennington run 43 plays. That's a lot. Locust Fork ran 26 plays. Average yard per play is 5.9 for the Hornets, 5.7 for the Tigers. Hornets passing yards, they were 5 of 11 for 58 yards, and that's low for the Hornets. The Tigers were 11 of 18 for 53 yards, so the Hornets led in the passing yards barely. In the rushing totals, the Hornets, I guess Hornets were 5 of 11 for 58 yards passing, but on the rushing end, they were 15 carries for 96 yards. And the Tigers 25 carries for 194 yards. So about 100 yards difference in the total yardage at 154 for the Hornets to 247 for the Tigers. Hornets with a couple of turnovers, Tigers with a couple of turnovers, penalty yards, 55 yards to 0. That's a big difference in this game. First down, 17-6. And most of them has been by way of rushing, as the Tigers have had good yardage on the ground. Individual passing yards, Dylan Emery 5 of 11 for 58 yards. Jackson Timmerman 11 of 18 for 53 yards. Jonathan Burgett had 8 rushing attempts for 48 yards. Josh Marquez, 16 attempts for 118 yards. Dylan Emery, 6 times for 23 yards, and Matt Mitchell 1 time for 25 yards. Looking at the receiving totals, Matt Mitchell with 29 yards on 2 receptions. Jacob Ortiz with 22. Carter Heppenstall with 5 receptions for 20 yards. Charlie Armstrong 1 reception for 12 yards, but the bad thing was he fumbled that ball. Landon Keith's been quiet. He's got 1 reception for 11 yards, and Jonathan Burgett 1 for 6. And here's a telling stat. JJ has got 0 completions for 0 yards. And that's really the biggest difference in this game. Defensively, leading tackler for the Hornets is Matt Mitchell, and that's not what you want because he's a defensive back. Landon Keefe with 5. Coleman Williamson with a pretty good first half, I thought, and Angel Lopez. For the Tigers, Drake Sanderson leading most of the tacklers with 7, and Isaac Murphy also big time in there as well. So there's your halftime stats. To me, the difference in the game turned when Locust Fork didn't get the ball in the end zone on the goal line. And you got to credit their defense. They stood up when they had to, and they made the plays when they had to. And if you're from Pennington, to me, you want to do a lot of you done the first half. If you're the Hornets, how do you get back in the ball game, Jeff? Because they're going to get the ball first to start the second half.
Well, I think if you're Locust Fork, to your point, the first thing they're going to have to do is come out and get a stop. I think J.B. Pennington, again, be looking to try to go back down, put another touchdown on the board, and it kind of get some separation between them and Locust Fork. I think from Locust Fork's perspective, they're going to have to find a way to attack the corner and the soft corner areas, take advantage of the double coverage, the coverage over the top, whether it's Burgett out of the backfield, whether against its short routes. They had the one completion to Charlie. It ended up being a turnover. I think we're going to have to hit kind of in the inside, kind of the short, soft, just outside the hash marks, I think, from Locust Fork's perspective. And again, J.B. Pennington, they're just having so much success in the running game. Again, taking shots downfield, very difficult to cover the big receiver in open space. So it's really going to have to be kind of the tale of two halves, Greg. You wouldn't say that necessarily J.B. Pennington just dominated the first half, but from a statistical perspective, especially when you consider, J.B. Pennington could have had the touchdown their last drive, had the receiver kind of behind the defense, kind of a wash, kind of in some of those scores. But Locust Fork going to have to be able to possess the ball a little bit more, keep J.B. Pennington's offense off the field. And then I think third downs is huge. J.B. Pennington able to convert several third downs, some of them third and long. Locust Fork not very successful in the third down conversion.
Well, in Locust Fork, we saw them give up 4 third down conversions by way of penalty. 3 pass interference and 1 offsides. That's you're gifting them. You can't do that. They shot themselves in the foot. Then they had 2 turnovers that they were able to capitalize on and score as well. So I think if you're Locust Fork, you got to say, guys, we played about as bad as we could play the first half. Let's get this thing together. If you're the Tigers, you got to feel good. I felt like the one other thing that I said at the beginning of the game, I thought a big advantage for the Tigers, they play more people. That may show up here in a minute because it is hot. It's hot. Coach, your analysis of what both teams got to do to win this football game.
I think the first possession, second half is very critical. It's really critical for Locust Fork, Greg. Needs to be a 3 and out and get the ball back. And for Locust Fork to be successful, J.J. Boatwright has got to be involved in the offense. And Pennington did a superlative job of keeping the ball out of his hands. But we got to figure out a way, or Locust Fork's got to figure out a way to get him some touches, get him in a situation where he's in space, or get him out there maybe on some short out routes and let him make yardage after the catch. But he's got to get involved, and defense has got to pick up. We got to play smarter. You can't give up first downs by penalties. And a couple of the calls have been very close, but they were called, and it kept drives alive. So down 14 with your opponent with the ball starting second half, critical defensive effort starts second half.
Well, the scores from around Blount County of the teams that are playing tonight, West End leads Susamore 10-0 in the second quarter, probably halftime, I would imagine. Gaston trailing Appalachian 6-0, and Oneonta leading Door 21-3 at the half. And if I'm not mistaken, that is probably, I don't have my sheet anymore. I don't know what I've done with the schedule of, there it is right there. The only other game was Southeastern won 40-20 last night over Raglan. And as far as county team, that's it. So there's your halftime scores. Cleveland not playing, and neither is Hayden. So we'll take a quick break, Tim, about a minute break. We'll come back and kick off the second half. Halftime score 20-7. The Tigers lead the Hornets. We'll be right back. You're listening to WCRL.
Team Nancy and Shannon are two full-time realtors whose job it is to ensure that your home sells for the most money in the shortest amount of time. They'll work tirelessly for their buyers to make sure they find the perfect home for the best price. It's 30 years of combined experience that sets them apart. They have a solution for any issue that may pop up. So let Nancy and Shannon work full-time for you. This is their career and their passion. 205-353-8054 or 205-790-0024 are the numbers to call. Or you can find them on Facebook at Team Nancy and Shannon. Nancy and Shannon, Sweet Home Life Realty.
Well, we ain't gonna play many people.
Whether you're looking to build a new home or make improvements to your current home, check out Aniana Discount Building Supply for all your lumber, hardware, and extensive tool rental fleet for all your.
You want it back after this one or do another one or
Do
what?
one more.
right.
Pond's not
Give them a call today, 205-625-4853. Aniana Discount Building Supply.
It's a tough man.
Oh, the Terry Sly Chevrolet in Aniana is your Big Tex trailer headquarters. We have a huge inventory, and they're all priced to move. Right now, we're on new Big Tex 14 TL 20-foot trailer for only $89.95. A Big Tex 70 PI 16-foot trailer for only $39.95. Or a 70 CH 18-foot for only $42.50. We are your Big Tex headquarters. Shop and save today. Visit us
in 5.
Aniana and online at terryslyschevy.com, where we always say, let's cut a deal.
Welcome back. Halftime score 20-7 Tigers. I was really impressed with both of our marching bands tonight. I thought that the Hornet band, Emerald Knight marching band, Locust Fork High School marching band, Emerald Knight, had a great performance. As I thought that was probably one of their best performances to this, by far, to this point. Of course, they had a combined effort last week with the Sanford band and the Appalachian band. And then a nice performance by the J.B. Pennington Tiger Band, as they did a tremendous job. So both bands looking good. Both cheerleading groups looking good. And I guess you could say one of the football teams have looked a little better in the first half than the other so far, but you got a long way to go. That's why you play two halves. You're only a play away from getting really back in the game. And we've said it 2 or 3 times. I think Locust Fork is going to point the finger at themselves on some of that stuff. But now what you had is you had them held, then you give up a penalty, and then you had a touchdown, and you can't get 6 inches. And that's the 2 things I think they're going to take. And you're only down by 2 scores. I mean, you got to score to hold them. I think the first drive of the second half is very important, as whoever can make hay to start the second half, either by way of stop or by way of scoring. I think if the Tigers could take this opening kickoff and go right down the field, that might be enough there to kind of punch the Hornets out early, but we'll have to see. I was impressed with Jackson Timmerman. I thought Timmerman played well, and I thought Josh Marquez running the ball. I made the comment to a lot of people from Locust Fork. I said, if the Hornets are going to win this game, they've got to find a way to stop Marquez. I wasn't really thinking that Jackson would be as much of a runner, but on that one drive, it was a Jackson Timmerman show. Marquez has not been stopped because he's got over 100 yards rushing, and Timmerman has done a really nice job as well. We said at halftime in the break, Locust Fork's not going to beat anybody if JJ has 0 receptions. Yeah. They're not going to beat anybody if JJ has no carries. They're not going to beat anybody if JJ and Landon Keith has 1 catch between them. Those were the 2 guys that really shine. So who do you give credit to? You give credit to the coaching staff of J.B. Pennington, because they have slammed the door on the 2 biggest weapons probably of this year for the Hornets. We'll see what adjustments are made at halftime. I thought the Hornets made tremendous adjustments last week after halftime. We'll see what happens to start this game. One thing I do know is this. I think Pennington has got a very good football team, and they're going to give a lot of people trouble because they are well balanced. They're not just a running team. They can throw the ball, and this quarterback's going to get better and better and better because he started out receiver. But he's a talent. I know they wish he's still in the 9th grade or 8th grade because he has really showed a lot of skill set to me in this first half. Both these teams, Locust Fork is a real young team. They only have 4 or 5 seniors, really 4 that play. And Pennington's got, I think, 9 or 10 is all that they have. So it's going to be a lot of these same players next year for both these teams. And we'll see what happens as they put another minute or 2 up there on the board that I didn't know they was going to do as both teams getting set for the second half. Mr. Kirk is going to make some money tonight because there's a pretty good crowd here. Pennington has a big visitor section, and it was even with as big as it is, a lot of local folks here tonight, and then a big home section. So it's ought to be a nice gate tonight for the Tigers. Both teams coming in undefeated, feeling good. I think the Tigers feel a little bit better now than the Hornets because the Hornets might have their feelings hurt a little bit at halftime. And we'll see what happens. I think it's going to tell a lot about the character of the Locust Fork Hornets after being down, how you respond. And we're about ready to kick it off now. It's going to be Tiger ball to start the second half. And I was looking at Pennington's schedule. Pennington's got a chance to win a bunch of football games. They got one game on there that I think you have to circle as a real tough game in Madison Academy, but the rest of those games they're going to have a chance at. They're going to have a real good chance at. I want to thank our sponsors. Ham Cabinets is our game sponsor. I want to thank the Toyota One group, Team One Toyota, for our broadcast booth sponsorship. Bullard Farms was our pregame show. And the Hitching Post, they sponsored our pregame show. Keys to the game was the WCRL. Our player of the games at the end of the game will be presented by Team Nancy and Shannon Realty. We've got a ways to go. All of our timeouts are sponsored by Blumpsville Pharmacy. First and 10 sponsored by S&S Foods, and the scoring recap drive is by the Adams Building Company. And all those folks have a big time Pennington flavor. Some of my finest friends, and I certainly appreciate them sponsoring the show. Most of them River Boys there to look at it. Well, here comes the kickoff. Bonella will kick it off. And generally the Hornets don't kick it too far, and they don't kick it too far here. They'll kick it to Heppenstall to the 30, to the 35, and he will be rolled out of bounds at about the 43. So they get good field position. Nice job by Carter. Just keeping it from getting by him and making the most as it could. So here we go. Big possession. If you're the Locust Fork Hornets and you're going to try to stay in this game, you got to play some defense right here. See what the Tigers try to do here. They'll go with 3 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. They'll send Sanderson in motion, the big fullback. They'll hand it to Marquez, and he will get pretty good yards, about 3 or 4 or 5 yards, right up the gut there. And I saw the big blue wave push him back a little bit.
Greg, number 54, Scott just dominated his man. He knocked him down the field 10 yards, and that's how you get 8-yard gains, 7-yard gains.
Caden Scott, to me, would be the lineman of the game for either side. He has really been a force. He's a senior, and he is playing like a senior. And he has got a lot smaller guy in front of him right now. Second down, we'll call it 4, gain of 6. They'll fake it. Now they'll keep it, and they'll run into each other. And breaking a good tackle is going to be Landon Keith as he trips up Timmerman after Timmerman picked up a couple of yards. So that'll bring up 3rd down and about 2 for the Tigers, as this is where they have really been effective on 3rd down. I didn't look at 3rd down conversions on the stats while ago, but I would imagine they're up over 50% on their 3rd down. Of course, 4 of them was done by penalty, but the Hornets don't need to draw themselves off sides here, as they've done that before right here. Here comes a big 3rd down and 2 for the Tigers. They'll hand it right up the gut, and he'll get his first down and a whole lot more. His number 6, Marquez, is a heck of a player, and he's going to pick up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 yards and a Tiger first down, and that's what they did on the one possession where they just lined up and pounded the Hornets. And that's what I was more fearful for being a Locust Fork dad, is I seen a big advantage when it came to the line.
Greg, the off guard there pulled and trapped or kicked out, and then there was they just gashed the inside there, and Marquez is just too tough. You give him a chance to get those feet moving, too good.
The biggest difference I see is a senior running back, a senior quarterback, and a senior receiver that has made a big difference. This time they get it to Arnold. He's had a pretty good game. He doesn't have much success and a heck of a tackle by number 2, J.J. Boatwright. That's about as good a defensive play as we've seen. He might have got a yard.
Yeah, J.J. able to string it out. And, Greg, I agree with you. You know, one more senior to mention. Coach has called his name 2 or 3 times as the center, Caden Scott.
And 10's a senior, too. And Sanderson. So they got some seniors that's really stepped up big in this game tonight.
I need to look at the roster, but 77, the right offensive tackle, has played well.
He is a junior. Here's another shotgun formation. They'll try to draw the Hornets off, but they'll send in motion Arnold. Now they'll drop back. They're going to throw it right here. Got a man open down the middle, but they're going to throw it short. And Hornets got a chance to intercept it, and they do. They get the stop. Matt Mitchell down the sideline to the 20, 25, and he will turn it all the way up to about the 30-yard line, and a huge turnover by the Tigers, and the Hornets get a stop, and we got people all tangled up against the wall up here. I don't know if he's hurt or if he's tangled up, but Jay, it looks like Matt Mitchell.
Well, they got a fence somewhat close to the field. And again,
he's okay, I think. I think he got all tangled up in the. There's some kind of they got kind of like a blue turf thing, but he jumps up fine. But that, if you're a Hornet fan, you had to have a stop. They get the stop and they get the ball. It's like they're going to mark him down to about the 28-yard line. Nice job by Matt Mitchell.
Well, a great play by Mitchell in terrific position, and has been well trained in the secondary to get that ball highest point and take off. And big play. The Pennington Tigers were pounding, and then passing. An unfortunate mistake for them, but a break for the Hornets.
Well, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. 4 receivers split out to the left. And if they throw it to the running back, they'll have some success. They're going to keep it, and they're not going to have success. And a great defensive play. They just blew up the front line. Big number 58. Angel Serrano, a junior lineman, just blew that play up, and Dino unable to get anything going there, as he'll lose a yard.
Yeah, just huge advantage up front in the box, both offensively and defensively for J.B. Pennington. Locust Fork, what running success they've had for the most part has come really on the exterior, coach, really outside the hash marks, getting outside and letting the receivers block.
2nd and 11 for the Hornets. Here's a snap. They'll roll to the right. He'll look. He'll fire to JJ, his first completion of the game, and he'll be close to the first down.
Nice execution.
And that is, to me, if Locust Fork's going to win the game, they're going to have to get the ball to JJ. He's going to be a yard short, I believe. So, or is it going to be first down? No, it's going to be short.
Close.
Well, I don't know. They're moving the chains all kind of places. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be.
I think we're looking at to see it's that
3rd
close.
and 1, or they're going to measure.
I think he went over and just took a look while it was that close.
Well, I don't know where the 3rd down guy is.
Yeah, see,
he's on the wrong side.
He's on the wrong side. So I think it's 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches. That has not been a good.
No.
That has not been a good play for the Hornets, as they had it a 3rd and inches. I don't know why we got people.
What do we got going on here? We got people.
We got a timeout, but really not a timeout.
Well, what?
I think they couldn't get the chains lined up right. But here we go. To me, I'm an old school guy. It's 3rd and 1. Dino's going to be hard to stop 6 inches under center, but they got him 6 yards back in the backfield. They'll go from, they'll hand it. Now they're going to keep it, and he ain't going to get it. He ain't going to get it. Well, he may have got it. With that guy coming up over there.
No, the official over there, the side judge.
They're going to give it to him.
First give it to him. Good.
He did. I think he got a good spot there.
The one official on the side said no, but that's good for the referee took over, right?
Well, it was close. He didn't have far to get. He got just enough. But I'm telling you right now, running up the gut of that defense has been tough on the Hornets.
Yeah, 3rd and 4th and short. Debbie Pennington's got you right where they want you.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. On S&S Foods, 1st and 10. 7:12 to go. 20-7 Tigers. First possession of the second half of the Hornets. They'll roll to the right and they'll fire it complete to JJ. And he is going to fumble the ball. Did the Hornets get on it? No. I think the Tigers might have got it. And Tigers get it. And a huge turnover. As JJ coughed it up, that is 3 turnovers for the Hornets. He didn't have much. He'd have been better off just to got down right there. And after the Hornets had a first down and was moving the ball a little bit, they coughed it up again, and they've been their worst enemy tonight. As they've had 2 fumbles and an interception, and every time that Locust Fork has turned the ball over, Pennington has scored. We'll see if they can do it again. After you get the stop, if I'm Pennington, I'm handing it right up the gut. Because the Hornets had trouble stopping.
5 times in a row or something here.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. 6:58 to go in the 3rd. Crucial again for the Hornets. They'll hand it to Sanderson, and he will be met pretty quick.
Grab a ball.
And if you the Hornets, you're trying to rip it out of there, but you can't get it because the big bad Sanderson had that arm, big old bear arms wrapped around it. He got about 2 yards to bring up 2nd down and 8. Good defense by the Hornets that time. So 6:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Both teams have turned it over to start the second half. But I think any kind of a score here is going to really make it tough on the Hornets. 28-3, Aniana. They just rammed it down Doris' throat. Here comes a run by Marquez around the left side, and a great tackle
play
by J.J. Boatright.
It
looked like he was going to get a lot more, and he got about 3 or 4, but they bring up 3rd down now and about 4.
I tell you, they do a good job getting that ball to him. I thought that was going to be a first down, but what do we got here?
Got mid-quarter timeout. We'll take it with them. 20-7, 6:10 to go in the 3rd. We'll send it back for a quick timeout. You're listening to WCRL.
Accounting and tax worries can be time-consuming and stressful. Lori Criswell and Associates can provide accounting, auditing and bookkeeping, payroll preparation, tax reporting for businesses and individuals. So talk to Lori Criswell, CPA, and accountant Alicia Bell. They can take care of all your accounting needs. Lori Criswell, Highway 278 in Sneed, or call 205-466-7157.
Welcome back. A big 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 coming up for the Tigers. They lead at 20-7 after the Blumpsville Pharmacy timeout for the heat break. And I think this is 2-down territory for the Tigers. They got 2 downs to get 4 yards to try to really put a big-time blow into the Hornets. I have been impressed tonight with the Tiger defense. I think that's the difference in this game is the Tiger defense, is they have shut out this high potent offense that has been pretty high potent so far.
And Coach, if I'm Debbie Pennington, I'm going to hand the ball off and follow big number 54 and see where Caden can carry me.
Yep.
Yep.
See what he does here if he blocks that.
They'll go with a hard count. The Hornets stay at home. So here we go. They're going to go under center. They're going to hand it to the running back, and he'll blow by everybody and pick up his first down. If they don't hand it to 8, 4 or 5 times in a row, I think they're crazy.
Well, Scott got out on the linebacker, Greg, or I don't know if it's a linebacker or a safety, but he just jammed him and got him back down the field 8 yards.
Heppenstall is injured. He's coming off
getting off the field.
He can hardly get off the field. I don't know if he's a cramp or his ankle. Look, his ankle. So 1st and 10, a S&S Foods 1st and 10. They're getting all kind of sponsorship tonight, and that clock continues to tick. 5:35 to go in the 3rd, and the Tigers. And I'm just being honest with you, they have the upper hand right now if they don't turn the football over. 1st and 10, they'll take it, hand it to Marquez again, and he will be ridden down by Lopez, who done a nice job of getting in there, and a little bit of better penetration that time by the Hornets as he picked up 2 yards to bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, really good backside pursuit that time. That play initially, Coach, going to the right, try to cut it back across, and again, Angel doing a good job in pursuit. Short game on 2nd down, or 2nd down coming up, and again, I think JB Pennington. They're somewhat just at ease to let the clock run, shorten the game, and again lean on that big offensive line in the running game.
Here's a snap. They'll hand it again to Marquez. He breaks one tackle, picks up about 3 yards, and that'll bring up third down. And about 4 to go for the Tigers.
And I don't know. Again, we've said it over and over. Caden Scott ends up laying on top of 3 Locust Fort defenders.
Caden Scott he would be considered, and as a guy that don't get a lot of flash, but I'm telling you right now, he has been a force up front.
A dominant presence there right in the middle, Greg.
Playing like a senior.
He sure is. And those feet of his keep moving.
Now they'll go 3 in the backfield. This time they'll hand it to the third guy through, and he will bust inside the 5 down to about the 4 and picking up another 1st and 10. Marquez just really, they got the big jumbo package in there now.
I tell you what, number 77 is a load in there too, Greg.
Got 10 in the backfield. Got a guy in front of Marquez. And what we got here?
Got a movement. I would imagine. Maybe too many men in formation. Not sure if we got the timeout or not. Debbie Pennington went fast. Locust Fort trying to substitute. Maybe called a break. Not sure why they stopped it.
I thought 10 moved, but I think that was after they stopped.
And they did move. Somebody moved.
Big right there now.
Now there is a illegal procedure penalty against the Tigers.
Back them up if you look for it.
Yeah. So that'll back them up by outside the 10 to about the 13, I think it is. But from what I've seen, you might need a 15 or 20-yard penalty here to stop this bump. Look out. I mean, they are just got some big, look at the beef. They got the jumbo package. Power football right now. They'll take it. This time they'll hand it to Sanderson, and he don't get much. He might have got a yard.
He's so big, he can lean for 3, though, Greg.
Kind of a crossbook action that time, Coach. A little spin, little counter. And again, offensive line really heel to heel. Basically 0 splits.
Let's see.
3 guys in the backfield, kind of a offset eye comes out with kind of a true eye, 3 guys, and then one goes in H-back in motion.
Yeah, it looked like the old Florida State.
They're going to keep it with a quarterback. He'll get around the right side, and he will score. Touchdown, Jackson Timmerman. And let me tell you something. Jackson has played very impressively, and it's 26-7. And that might be the slammer for the Tigers, to be honest with you. There's still plenty of time, but just from what I'm seeing is there is a mental thing going on here. And what I'm talking about is they are just out physically getting after the Hornets right now.
Going for 2, Greg.
Going for 2 to try to get that missed extra point back. They'll get to Marquez, and he'll just stand up and waltz in the end zone. It is 28-7 with 3:06 to go. And the thing I think that most Hornet fans feared the most was the power of the Tigers. We'll take a quick break. 28-7 with 3:06 to go in the third. Tigers showing out right now.
S&S Foods is your locally owned grocery store with 3 locations. We offer a wide variety of groceries, a full-service meat department, produce, dairy, frozen, and deli departments. Plus, Western Union money transfers and money orders are also available. Wednesdays, check out our weekly ad on Facebook. S&S Foods, locally owned and operated with
N5
to serve you better. Holly Pond, Dodge City, and Cleveland. S&S Foods.
Welcome back. It's kickoff time. Jackson Timmerman's going to be wore out. He scored 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's kicked all the extra points. He's kicked the kickoffs.
I think he was selling programs when we came in the game, Greg.
Him and Mark Quez is going to be my players of the game. 14-0. Appalachian looking good on the mountain. 28-3. Oneonta in the third.
Greg, do we have a lineman of the week or lineman of the game?
There's no doubt 54 is the lineman of the week.
Scott is the lineman of the season that I've seen so far.
Well, it's the Hornets got to do something if they're going to even think about staying in this ballgame. Here comes the kickoff. They'll throw it a little, kick it a little shorter this time. They'll get it about 25 up to the 30, and Matt Mitchell will return it up across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. And he's slow getting up, but he will get up. He may have bunged up his leg a little bit, but he's pretty tough cat. So 1st and 10, they're marking down at the 35, 2:57 to go. Hornets got to do something to get back in this game. If you're the Hornets, you got to, first of all, not turn it over. The Tigers have 3 touchdowns on 3 turnovers by the Hornets. They have capitalized every time. For the next 14, almost 15 minutes of this game, Hornets cannot help the Tigers if they're going to have any kind of chance. Here comes Dino from the shotgun. He'll take it and he'll hand it up the middle, and they ain't going nowhere right there. They're just dominating. See, what's happening is Pennington's rotating people in at the up front, and the same kid is going out there for Locust Fork because there's not a lot. That's one thing on a 2A team that you see is depth issues, and the biggest part of this game, depth-wise. What do we got here?
What? They call false start.
Okay, so it'll be illegal procedure against the Hornets, and they're going to decline it.
Yeah.
So they'll take the no gain on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 10, basically. Locust Fork's got to do what they do. It'll be 2nd down and 11 where they spot it. Now, Locust Fork's got to go fast and get the ball out on the to the athletes, and they ain't done that tonight. All their athletes have looked very average tonight. So here comes the Hornets. 3 receivers split to the left. Let's see if they can get something going. Bad snap, but he'll corral it. But he's being rushed by 2 or 3 people. It's Houdini, and he finally gets some around the right side, and he'll get back close to the original round of scrimmage, and that's all by Dino. It looked like a jailbreak.
Took a shot too, Greg, away on the sideline. He's so tough, though. He'll be back.
He was the MVP sideline. Had 8 touchdowns last week. He has 1 tonight.
A shot.
But it's 3rd down and long, and I'm telling you, it's like the Tigers have got a big piece of meat, and they are chomping at the bits. They see a beat down on this. They've just wore the Hornets down. The Hornets got to have some kind of big play to get back in. Here's a snap. They'll take it, and they'll fire it to the running back, and no blocking, and great defense as the deuce for Pennington.
Whoa.
Jesse Amos, a sophomore, 186'3", comes in, and no gain, and that brings up 4th down, and it's punting time for the Hornets, and they have just looked no offense tonight for the Hornets at all.
Pennington doing a great job, Greg. I mean, great job in tackling the space. Of course, some blocks were missed, and Burgett didn't really get a chance to get out of his tracks too much, but that's just great defense in space.
Well, I've been real impressed with Pennington. I mean, they are deep, and they have really turned it up. I knew when they beat Hayden's a 5A school, and they went over there and beat Hayden, had 400-something yards, and we're going to get what is it?
Delay of game.
Delay of game penalty on top of that, and everything's falling apart for the Hornets tonight. They have just unraveled here in Pennington. 28-7, your score. And the Hornets can do nothing. They got tied it up 7-7, had the ball trying to get in the end zone and got held. And really since that goal line stand, it has just been terrible for the Hornets. And a pretty good punt this time was to go inside the 40. He punted it from the 28-yard line. That's a 10, 20, 30, and a 35-yard punt for the senior. And there's where the Tigers will have it. And if I'm the Tigers, I'm handing it off. 28-7, 1:16 to go in the 3rd. Tigers have scored and got the 2-point conversion in this half. Hornets have turned it over and punted on their 2 possessions. And so far, it has been all Tigers. And see what they do here. Shotgun formation, 3 receiver split. Here comes a running back. They'll hand it to the running back. And a pretty good hit, but he breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles. And he is taking it to the house. That will be a 64-yard touchdown run, and 3 Hornets hit him, and he bounced off. He's going to have a record night. He's over 250 yards rushing. My man, Josh Marquez, touchdown, Tigers, and the nail in the coffin of the Hornets right there.
But really just good hard running. Again, refusing to go down from contact. Locust Fork, Greg said 2 or 3 guys came in a position to make the tackle. Just nobody brought their arms, Coach. And again, the running back from J.B. Pennington, again, just bounced off 2 or 3, wouldn't go down just from contact. Give him credit. Again, good job up front by the offensive line. And right now, all J.B. Pennington Tigers.
The initial contact, Jeffrey, was good. Just like you said, we didn't lock up and keep driving our legs.
Extra point attempt up and gets just over the board, and Mr. Timmerman adds to his collection of duties. It's 35-7. We'll take a break. 1:03 to go in the third. Tigers roaring loud in Blunsville.
When the storms damage your roof, there's only one name you should trust. Royal Roof Contractors. With 30 years experience, Royal Roof can ease your mind with free inspections and free estimates to your home roof. No job is too big or too small. So next time, when the storms damage your roof, give Royal Roof a call. 274-7663.
Want to quickly mention there have been some technical difficulties with the internet stream for the Oneonta Redskins network that now has been shifted to the WCRL Facebook page for those that may be listening to this game plus on an app. Back to J.B. Pennington High School.
Welcome back. 1:03 to go in the third. Tigers dominating the Hornets this second half. They score on 1 play. That is your scoring recap. Adams Building Company. It was Mr. Joshua Marquez, and he has been much of a man. Hornets going to bobble the kickoff. Here comes Landon Keith. He'll take it around the right side, and he'll get a little running room around. He got it at about the 7 or 8 yard line and returned it up to about the 24. So 1st and 10 for the Hornets. There's no life in the Hornets. There's all kind of life in the Tigers. And right here, you got to check your manhood. You got a little pride on the line right here. And they're going back out there with their starters, and I don't blame them because they're wanting to put as much of a goose egg on the board this second half as they can. As this Tiger, I'm telling you, I'm impressed with the Tigers. Tigers could have a really tremendous year. And I'm telling you, they're big. They've got some speed. They've got a good quarterback. They got a great running back, and they got some receivers. I hadn't seen Heppenstall come back. I don't know how hurt he is, but Hornets going to fire it to Charlie Armstrong, and he'll be down after a completion of about 3 or 4 yards. Now to bring up second down. You got 4. Bring up second down and 6. 37 seconds to go in the quarter. The third quarter. And the Hornets, that's the kind of thing that's going to be open. The little short crossing patterns, I think. They have done a great job of shutting down the Hornets. A little man-to-man coverage on the outside here. We'll see what the Hornets can find. They're going to take it, and they're going to fire it to Matt Mitchell, and he will get 3 or 4 yards, and it'll bring up third down and about 2.
But they got another guy coming off. Looks like maybe a cramp, Rick.
Well, that'll get us to the end of the third quarter, 35-7, a dominating third quarter for the Pennington Tigers. And we'll head to the fourth, a big-time mountain to climb for the Hornets. Let's see if they can get back in it. You're listening to WCRL. We'll be right back.
In sports, every point counts. And at Alpha Insurance, we know when it comes to your budget, every dollar counts. That's why we work to get you the lowest rates and the best discounts available. Plus, every Alpha policy comes with personal service from our hometown team. Call Alpha to start saving today. In Hayden, call Alpha agent Brett Chappell at 205-647-0020 or stop by our office on Highway 160 in Hayden, across from the primary school.
People's Bank of Alabama is a local bank you can trust to be there when you need them. We are your neighbors, friends, and family. Whether you're a team player or a coach, a member of the band, or a cheerleader on the sidelines, or a fan in the stadium, the People's Bank of Alabama team is proud to be a supporter. We have been a part of this community for over 40 years. This is where we live, work, and play just like you. From
N5
Alabama, here's to a winning season. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back, 35-7. All Tigers tonight as they have come out roaring and hadn't let up. But you got a whole quarter to go. It's third down and short. Anything short to get for the Hornets has been a struggle tonight as they have just not been able to penetrate that tough front. And here we go. It's the first play of the fourth quarter. Let's see if it can change for the Hornets, and it will not change. As I'm telling you, they are just dominating the offensive line. But you got a bunch of cramps happening or something happening because about 3 or 4 folks have left. It's fourth down and 1. And I don't know what the Hornets will do here, if they'll go for it or not. But when you can't get a yard, and they hadn't been able to get the crucial yard all night, I think that's a cramp on Sanderson. He jogs off now. But, man, when you get a cramp, it's like somebody shooting you with a shotgun. Well, I'm looking at the schedule. Both these teams are going to have some success in their classification. Pennington's got maybe the toughest hill to climb as they'll play at home next week against Madison Academy. And that is a big football game here in Pennington. Unless Locust has a miraculous comeback here, but they got to get a first down first. It's 4th and 1. They're going to go for it at their own 34-yard line. See if they can get something sparked. A low snap. They're going to fire it, complete to JJ, and he'll get the first down. And a nice job by JJ Boatwright holding on to the football and getting the first down. A first 10, S&S Foods first and 10. And that's the first time that they hadn't turned it over after getting the first down this half. So we'll see what happens here. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Clock running. If you're the Hornets, you just want to finish this game strong with a little pride. Here comes Dino. As he'll go from the shotgun. Another low snap. Now they'll go hung. He's wide open if he could get it to him. He's going to run it, and he'll get up across the 40, taking a pretty good shot for Grant Austin, hitting him pretty hard, but he'll get about 5 yards and bring up 2nd down and 5 with 10:50 to go. Dino will have to have the old ice bath tonight. He's been hit pretty hard. Pennington will hit you. They will block you, and they'll go by you. I'm impressed with Pennington, no doubt about it. Here comes the play. Hornets methodical, down by 28 with 10:25 to go. Nothing down the field much tonight for the Hornets. Here's another low snap. They'll take it. They'll fire it complete to Matt Mitchell. He'll get the first down. That's the kind of thing that was open all night. They couldn't get it early, but they're starting to get it now. And now you got a cramp, I think, by Mr. Mitchell.
And that does hurt.
There's no doubt. A cramp is one of the worst things you can get. He's sitting right at the 50. That's where the ball will be snapped. That's another 1st and 10. S&S Foods 1st and 10. We've done a pretty good job, and now Pennington's got 2 down out there. It's a hot night. I knew this is hotter tonight than any night we've had. It's just thick. The air is thick. It's hot, and both teams starting to. That's the first one I've seen really cramp hard for the Hornets. But I'm telling you, Sanderson is cramping big too over here for the Tigers.
He's gone out once before the cramp. He's played well, Greg. He's blocked well, and he's a force there in the middle of that defense. Tough young man.
So we'll see.
But a cramp will humble you.
And now big 58
Yes,
is cramping on the field.
He's played well. Oh, he's struggling.
Yeah, it's funny how it all happens all of a sudden. But and now
I guess they're all stretching.
There's three Tigers on the ground right now that are struggling. One of them's the running back. He ought to have cramps. He's run for. I don't have the yardage right now. Matt Mitchell, a good sign. He's up, trying to make it off. So Hornets will have 1st and 10. Ball sitting at the 50. 10-13 to go. This game really changed to me, and I've said it many times on the goal line stand. It's like everything, all the momentum shifted right then, and Locust just hadn't been able to get it back. And then the power of Pennington has been impressive in the second half, the way they have just dominated the front lines, and ain't a thing in the world Locust can do about it. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Hornets. The Deuce has been quiet for the Hornets. He was loud last week. Landon Keith's been quiet for the Hornets. He was awfully loud last week. Here comes a snap. 2 receivers split to either side. They'll hand it to the running back, and they just not much room. And he'll get maybe 2 yards as Burgett being met by that big blue wall. Sanderson up there. 27. Ethan Kirkland up there. Big 58 up there. Angel. 2nd down and 8. 9:30 to go in the ball game. Dominating performance, in my opinion, by the Tigers tonight. There's nothing else you can say. Great coaching performance by Coach Miles, his first year. Trying to go 2-0 and well on his way. Here's the snap. Hornets looking. They'll look. Not a whole lot of route running by the Hornets. Now they're going to run the quarterback, and he's going to get good yardage, and he will be close to a 1st down. Where they're going to be a little short where they mark him out. But a nice pickup. They'll bring up 3rd down in about 2.
Nice job.
Well, where they put it's going to be about 3, I think.
Nice job, J.J. Boatwright, blocking for Dillon there. Gave him a little extra yard or 2 by his effort.
3rd down and 2. Ball at the 42-yard line of the Tigers. Hornets spread out 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Got a running back that will go in motion. They'll take it and they'll fire out to the running back, and he will miss it. And are they going to call that a backwards pass? They are. And that'll be a turnover. It hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. And that'll be Tigers' ball. If he'd have caught it, he had pretty good yardage, but I don't know what happened on that. I'm not really sure if it was a backwards pass, but that's what they're going to rule it. And that'll be the 4th turnover of the game. When you turn it over 4 times and you get 5 penalties that give the team 1st down, you're not going to beat anybody. I don't care if you're playing the deaf and the blind. And especially not going to beat a team the caliber of J.B. Pennington.
Pretty good.
35-7, 9 minutes and 1 second to go in the game. And I would bet you get a heavy dose of the running back. Nope, we're going to give it a heavy dose of the quarterback, and he will take it and fumble the ball, I think.
He fumbled the ball, I think, Greg.
Are they going to say it was down, or are they going to say it was?
J.B. Pennington thinks it's a fumble because they were sending the defense out.
So it'll be. Well, I don't know what they're going to call.
They're going to say that it was down.
Good gracious.
Well, Pennington sent their defense. They thought it was a fumble, too.
Thought it was a
I
fumble.
couldn't tell, but Locust Fork had the ball, but they're not going to say it was. They must have said he was down. So 2nd down and 6. Here's a handoff up the gut to Marquez. He has been a weapon. I'm not sure if I'd leave him in there a whole lot more. You can't afford to lose Marquez, and you can't afford to lose your quarterback because I don't see a whole lot of backups in that position.
Got 8 minutes to go. You up 4 touchdowns. I'd be thinking about some subbing.
Where is number 5? I haven't. Is he even?
He came back in after he went out, but I hadn't seen the last drive.
He is over there. I see him. So Heppenstall's back. He came out for a minute. 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers as they let the clock run with 7:46. They'll snap it. They'll roll to the left. Quarterback's going to keep it. And they string it out. But, man, he does a great job reading his block, and he's going to get his 1st down. Great run by Jackson Timmerman. Jackson Timmerman is a heck of a player. I'm telling you. Him and Marquez are really, really tough. And S&S first and 10.
They got Super Scott out there snapping that ball and just wiping out people, Greg.
7:32 to go. 35-7, and there ain't nothing the Hornets can do about it but take it. After turning the ball over, their last possession. They scored after every turnover. See if they do here. There's a nice play by the Hornets. They hand it off the middle, and J.J. Boatwright, the missile, Coleman Williamson, and Brazil.
Lopez. Angel.
And Angel there, too. We got a penalty flag on the Hornets, I think, coaching our warning. Personal foul.
What is that?
I don't know what that is. So it's against the coaching staff.
It's got to be the sideline. No, they're going to step it off.
Yeah.
I thought they gave you a warning on that.
Yeah, the Hornets are frustrated. They thought they had the turnover, but you got to just keep your head because you don't want to get. You had a third down and long coming up. Now you got a first down and another mistake, that time by the coaching staff, getting a penalty. 35-7, 7:19 to go, and the Tigers just pounding it away. They'll hand it to Marquez, and he will be brought down by J.J. Boatwright. No, correction, number 5 for the Hornets. His first tackle of the game, Noah Hove. Second down and 8 as it goes down to 6:58. If I'm the Tigers, this game is over. I'm getting 8 out, and I'm getting 1 out because you need a backup quarterback in case you get hurt. And I'm telling you right now, you can't afford to lose 8 or 1. That's the only thing bad could happen out for the Tigers to get anybody hurt. That first unit is pretty impressive. They're going to take it and hand it to Marquez again. He's got some running room around the inside, and he'll be cut down close to a first down. Nice tackle by the Hornets, but it's a little too late. You're getting him after he's got 4 or 5 yards to bring up third down. And we'll see if they measure or they give him the first down.
He's probably
first down.
Close to 300 yards, Greg. I bet he's 250 anyway.
Well, see, we normally have our stat guy with us, but we don't have him right beside us. Next week, the Hornets going to travel to Holly Pond, and that's going to be the heat timeout. We'll take it with them. 6:16 to go. Tigers absolutely waltzing in this ball game. You're listening to CRL.
The Southern Haberdashery and Provisions Company is located in the heart of downtown Oneonta on Main Street. It's the ideal place for the Southern gentleman and outdoorsman. Find exactly what you need for a demanding lifestyle, offering lifestyle wear, outdoor clothing, shoes, and men's grooming products, hats, tuxes, and more. The Southern Haberdashery is a local place that offers all the brands and styles you would find in a larger city, with the attention to service and atmosphere you deserve. Stop
N5
at the Southern Haberdashery and Provisions Company, a place where tradition meets today.
Welcome back. An impressive performance by the Pennington Tigers. They lead at 35-7. They just smashing it down the field. They got a 1st and 10 about the 16-yard line. And the thing that's most impressive is the depth. They may have more depth than anybody that I've seen in the county. They play a lot of kids. Only a few play both ways. One of those people that plays both ways is a running back, Marquez. I've been impressed. I said at the beginning, whoo, what a bug in here.
There's a giant.
I don't know what that's called, but my gosh, that thing, I thought it was going to eat me. It'd have been real healthy if it ate me, though. 6:16 to go. Tigers will make some substitution. And that's a good call by the Tigers. They will put some youngsters in, and a nice call by the Tigers coaching staff. And the Hornets will make some substitutions as well as they put some subs in. First and 10 for the Tigers. 6:16 to go. So some fresh Tigers in there. Great night, I thought, by the Tigers. They looked very, very impressive. I'm going to be interested to see how they battle Madison Academy next week. They're just letting the clock run about 10 seconds, probably snap it with less than 5 seconds to go. This is, I think, their junior high quarterback. They won the county last year. Oh, they're going to snap it over his head, and the Hornets going to have a shot at it, and they'll get on it. A turnover back to the Hornets with 5:50 to go, and they'll send the starting defense back in. I don't blame them for that. I would not send 6 in. I would keep 6 out. I would keep Josh Marquez out of the game. They don't want to give up any more to the Hornets. 5:50 to go. The Hornets get a turnover on the second group. Bad snap by the center. But I'm going to be as honest with you as I can be. I have been around Locust football a long time, and I'm telling you, this was a dominating performance by the Tigers. Any kind of chance the Hornets were going to have, they could not help the Tigers, and they helped the Tigers most of the night by getting having turnovers.
Get enough people on the field.
Well, the problem is you got Matthew Mitchell is out, and him being out has got the sub, and one of the subs that's not used to playing is Mr. Williams Coleman. 20-0, Appalachian cruising. I was a little fearful about that game. I thought Appalachian would play. I thought, we watched Appalachian play. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's a difference between 4A, there's a difference between 3A, there's a difference between 2A. Now, there's some of those teams that can play with any of them. But for the most part, the 3A and 2A, you can tell the numbers. That's the biggest advantage I see for the tie. Early in this game, it was tied. It was a good game in the first half. But as the game went, it was more and more that physical depth just kept showing up for the Tigers. Here comes the Hornets, 5:50 to go. Trying to get anything going. They'll snap it. They'll hand it right up the gut. They'll get it to Burgett, and he might have got a yard. They still got their starters in there up front, and I'm telling you, they have not penetrated them all night.
Sanderson, is he out there? 10.
They did take 10. I don't know.
Can't see.
No, he's still out there. Big Sanderson, he's a whopper.
He's
a senior.
Enforcer out there. Tough.
I tell you what, 54 is going to get some kind of player of the game for us.
Yeah.
I think he's the lineman player of the game. I've been impressed with 54. I thought Caden Scott really played well tonight. They dominated up front. Now, a lot of those kids up front's 9th and 10th graders, folks, they're going to have their day, but it ain't tonight. And now we're going to run for their life, and they're going to throw it to JJ. He'll catch it. I don't know how he squeezed that ball in there. That was a great pitch and catch by the sophomore to the junior, and another 1st and 10 for the Hornets. How did he get that ball? I thought that was for sure an interception. He's a talented little guy. There's no doubt about it, but he has run for his life tonight.
Well, that was one that it ended up working out well if you're Locust Fork. You don't want to live and die based on that play when the ball left the quarterback's hand.
And I've been impressed with some of the defensive backs. You see Marquez over here. He's the player of the game. He's going to have enough yards. Almost a pick right there. He looked him right in there, and Arnold had him a TD, but Dylan missed that, and that's another senior. There's a lot of seniors on this defensive side of the ball for the Tigers.
Well, that wasn't Dino's best throw.
No, he telegraphed that one.
Looked like one of those things on a hunting show on a duck. Could have been shot, falling to the ground.
2nd and 9, 4:32 to play, and another offsides penalty. Just a good. You cannot do that, and Ammon has done it twice, but you cannot do that. You're not even ready to run the play. You got to be Of course, he's not trying to run off,
No, he's
jump off
not.
sides. He just got a minimal mistake there. He'll
But
learn.
they do all that slap in their helmet. That doesn't do any good. Just get better than the next play. That one's over.
But a big night for the Tigers. They're going to have a party. They like to roll those trees right over there. I would imagine there'd be a lot of toilet paper over there tonight. They had a dominant performance. Action Jackson Timmerman played well. Forrest played well. They'll fire it down the sideline. Ain't nobody going to catch that but the Tigers. A little bit too far. And they can't get to it. So to bring up 3rd down and 15. And what you're doing here is you're prolonging the game by missing these passes. I'm telling you, defensively, Pennington's pretty good. And they're good offensively, too. But I'm really impressed with their defense. They got good linebacker play. They got some key kids in the secondary that's seniors. Here comes a big 3rd down and 15, and he'll take off his time and be brought down. I'm telling you, 4. Who is 4? 4 is Grant Austin. He has had a heck of a game. He has played well tonight.
Dino's slow getting up there.
I think he's just frustrated. Punting time for the Hornets. Well, Locust Fork's vaunted offense was not vaunted tonight. As they got shut down. It didn't look like they was going to shut Locust Fork down early. But as this game went on, it's like the clamps tightened up. And they was able to match those receivers and didn't give the running back the quarterback a whole lot of time to get rid of it. They have dominated this game. 340 and a bad snap to boot. And he'll somehow or another get it off.
Great job by Burgett.
I don't know how he got it off. I mean, he's going to get about 20 yards out of it, but it looked like it was going. The ball was on the ground. It's just been an absolute beatdown tonight by the Tigers. I mean, ain't nothing else you can say. I mean, I've been impressed with Pennington. I think Pennington has got a chance to win a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 10. And I think Locust Fork can win a lot of games. I think Locust Fork's going to have a chance in their region and their schedule to win a lot of games. And when the season started, I did not think they could beat Pennington. I think Pennington's better than they were last year, from what I've seen.
They were not bad last year.
No, but I think they've improved. Locust Fork got their subs in now on defense.
Had about 7 movements by the offensive line and no flag finally, I think.
I don't know what the flag's for. Illegal procedure against the Tigers.
Yeah, they moved. They had 3 or 4 guys moving. I don't know what the problem was. That I think the officials wanted to let as much clock.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed with the coaching of Pennington. I think in the first year, he's been here a long time, Coach Miles has, but he has done a nice job of getting his kids ready. And I'm going to be honest with you as I can be. He showed some class.
Yeah.
He subbed out. He has here at the end of this ball game, he's ran the ball here at the end, trying to run the clock out. And I'm telling you, I think Pennington's got him a winner here, and I think Locust Fork's got a good football coach. But there's no doubt tonight Locust Fork was overmatched by the Tigers, and they are the better football team. They're going to get this win. They're going to go to 2-0. And they got a big game next week. All you Tiger fans, you'll find out exactly. You win next week, and you're going to win a region championship, in my opinion.
Yeah, we got the play clock not running, but the game clock is running.
God. How can that?
They've had trouble tonight with that play clock. It started at the very beginning, and they're going to reset it.
And it's not the worst thing right now for the game clock. Just keep on running.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And the clock will start, and they'll just sit there. Now to take off another 20 seconds because the clock will run, and coaches is making sure that they don't snap it till they're just trying to get out of here. And they're going to get out of here with limited injuries. Both teams don't see a lot of injuries. Matt Mitchell, the only one that's questionable for Locust Fork. Hit a snap, and hand it off right up the gut And the Hornets, there's a big difference in this line and the other line.
Yeah,
They'll hand
it's-
it off to number 13, Ty Morgan, a freshman running back, and he'll lose a yard and bring up third and probably about 14 the way it looks. Everybody getting to play for Locust Fork, and a lot of people getting to play. I imagine for the Tigers, most of their kids are getting in too. So a big win for the Tigers as they just come in here. And early on, it looked like it was going to be tight. Had a tight one going on for a while, but after about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, it just flipped. And when it flipped in a big way for the Tigers. Third down, 14. This has been a good down for the Tigers all night long. And they're going to keep it with the quarterback. And he's done a great read, and he's going to go to the house with it.
Tell me he's not going to. Yes.
Nope, they'll get down at about the 2. Great job by the youngsters for Locust Fork. They thought they had the running back tackle, but I'm telling you, that was a nice run by that quarterback, the freshman quarterback, doing a nice job. And that may do it. Ty, who is that? Is that number 15? 15, Colton Walston, doing a nice job.
What is the guy, the referee, doing? Still shot.
He's trying to get the play clock to run. And you got 40 seconds, so they may just down it right here. That would be a
classy move.
It would be. And now we got timeout. They want to get it to 25. All right. How they get it? They don't have to run a play. All they need to do is just down it if they choose to. But they do have their subs in there. And I think they will probably choose to kneel on it if they continue like they have. But they're just handing it off. And that's a classy move.
Nice. That's nice.
I'm telling you right now, Coach Miles, I have as much respect for Coach Miles as any coach I've seen coach. They have dominated this game, and they're going to win this game. And the clock will run maybe one more time. I've never seen as much of a play clock issue.
See, as a coach, they used to scare me to death with scoreboards, Greg. I mean, you want them working perfectly.
And they're not going to have to run the play. That's going to do it. Final score is 35-7. Let me tell you something. A very, very impressive night for the Tigers. Jackson Timmerman. Fabulous. Josh Marquez. Absolutely an incredible night. And a great job by Heppenstall. Maybe the guy that's going to be unsung, but not on this radio show, Caden Scott, showing up and showing out. A dominating performance. They just lined up and whooped the Hornets tonight, and that's coming from a Hornet right here. Very impressive. I think if they can stay healthy, I'm telling you, this Tiger football team is going to make some noise in 3A football. And I look at that schedule right there. They got a chance to win a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 10. I'm telling you. But you Hornet fans, don't fret. You got a lot of games down the road you're going to have a chance to win. You go to Holly Pond next week. That is a winnable game. And when they get past Cleveland, I think every game from then on will be a chance. You'll have a chance in. And you'll have a chance in the Cleveland game. You just got to play. And but tonight, you got whooped. And there's just no other way. I'm just as honest as I can tell you. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the play calling by Coach Reeves. I'm impressed with Miles, the defensive guy that's been the defensive guy up here forever. And I'm impressed with the play. But I'm really impressed with the way that Coach Miles handled the whole night. Nothing but class from what I've seen. Tim, final score 35-7. If I get my stats, we'll run it down and that'll be it. But give us a quick break. We'll be right back to close it down.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last, like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Pete Shirley Tire on Highway 231 in Aniana, your local Michelin dealer.
Is it time for your oil to be changed?
How many
You
yards
might
they got for
want dual exhaust on your vehicle. Then make a pit stop at Jeff's Quality Muffler and Quick Lube. Our crew is fast, friendly, and experienced. And that means we'll get the job done right and get you back on the road. So put your car in the hands of people who care. Jeff's Quality Muffler and Quick Lube. Proudly serving Blount County for 15 years.
We all know it's important to support your favorite team this fall. And to do this, you'll need a good, dependable car, truck, or SUV to get you to the
got that right.
Sure, there are a lot of places you can buy a vehicle. However, there's only a few hometown dealerships left with honest, local people who will be there for you when you need them the most. Just like you being there when your team needs you the most, Thompson Motors is one of those dealerships.
They got the line to deal with them, I think.
And their neighbors drive dependable vehicles and save money year after year. Thompson Motors, Highway 75 North in Aniana, wishing all teams in Blount County a great and safe season. Thompson Motors, where friends send friends. Come see me, Keith Bender.
In sports, every point counts. And at Alpha Insurance, we know when it comes to your budget, every dollar counts. That's why we work to get you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Plus, every Alpha policy comes with personal service from our hometown team. Call Alpha to start saving today. In Sneed, call Alpha agent Renee Hamby at 205-466-3195 or stop by our office at 87549 US Highway 278.
Tennessee Valley Metals is one of the leading manufacturers of aluminum extruded and roll form canopy systems in the Southeast. They assist in all elements related to design and engineering of a canopy system that'll fit most needs and budgets. Their canopy systems are fabricated using the highest quality components to ensure long life and durability. With over 40 years of experience, they are the #1 choice when it comes to canopy systems. Give them a call today at 205-274-9500. Tennessee Valley Metals is the proud supplier to all the Blount County schools for their canopy and walkway cover needs. Tennessee Valley Metals would also like to wish all the Blount County teams good luck this season.
The city of Aniana and Blount County are so incredibly fortunate to have two groups prioritizing local education, and we want to invite you to help. Every single child in this county is supported by Offer and BCEF. Through a focus on technology and promotion of academic excellence, these organizations have put millions back into our local education. If you would like to learn more on how you can be a part of these organizations, please visit them on Facebook, the Blount County Education Foundation and the Aniana Foundation for Educational Resources.
Accounting and tax worries can be time-consuming and stressful. Lori Criswell and Associates can provide accounting, auditing and bookkeeping, payroll preparation, tax reporting for businesses and individuals. So talk to Lori Criswell, CPA, and accountant Alicia Bell. They can take care of all your accounting needs. Lori Criswell and Associates, Highway 278 in Sneed, or call 205-466-7157.
This is Mitchie Neal. Join us for the 24th Annual Blount County Education Foundation Radiothon on Thursday, September 22nd, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WCRL. Call in your pledge and help BCEF continue promoting academic excellence in Blount County schools.
Hello, my name is Randy Cater, and I'm the pastor of Locust Baptist Church. I would love to invite you to worship with us. We have small group Bible study for all ages at 9 a.m. on Sundays.
Bring it back, Tim.
On Wednesday nights, we have supper before and adult Bible study at 6:30. If there's one thing I'm proud of, it is the love our church has for children and students. Over the past 15 years, I have watched our church invest so much into the lives of young people. I am also a product of that investment. In a world struggling for truth, it is vital we put ourselves in the best position to hear real truth. I want to encourage you and challenge you to walk with
in 5.
But don't walk alone. Walk with us. Locust Baptist Church.
Welcome back, folks, as we close it down here for the night. The Tigers from Pennington, a big, impressive win, and a really impressive second half as they came out and just shut the door. They outscored the Hornets in the second half. It seemed like a lot more, but it was 15-0. But an impressive, nonetheless. This is the final stats, and I don't know how much of this is correct, but I'll give you what we have. Rushing for both teams. Pennington rushed for 425 yards on 47 attempts. Locust Fort rushed for 115 yards on 25 attempts. Passing yardage, Locust Fort was 14 of 22 with an interception and a touchdown for 102 yards. And Pennington was 11 of 19 for 53 yards. Total yardage, 478 for Pennington, 217 for Locust Fort. The big individuals, Dylan Embry, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jackson Timmerman, 11 of 19, 53 yards. He had a couple of interceptions, but he really hurt the Hornets with his feet. Jonathan Burgett ended up with 53 yards rushing on 12 attempts. Dylan Embry with 37 yards rushing on 12 attempts, and Matt Mitchell with 25 yards on 1 attempt. Josh Marquez. Now, we have Josh for 276 yards. I think that's more right. And 2 big touchdowns. Jackson Timmerman had 12 carries for 92 yards. Ty Morgan had 3 attempts for 53. Drake Sanderson 1 for 3 yards. No. Dylan Arnold 1 for 1, and just a big night. And those are the big players. Defensively, I thought Coleman Williamson played probably the best for the Hornets. And on defense, I thought number 4, Grant Austin, played big. Now, here's our MVPs of the night. Players of the game, the Team Nancy and Shannon Realty player of the game. It's going to go to 3 people for the Blunsville Tigers. Number 54, Caden Scott. He is a lineman. Go watch the film. He was a motor grader. He absolutely dominated up front. He is a player of the game. Our second player of the game is Josh Marquez. You just heard me say that he rushed by our totals for a whopping. Let me get over here where it was. I lost it for just a second, but he rushed for 276 yards. That's impressive. And then I'm going to give another player of the game to Jackson Timmerman, who I thought handled the whole night really well. And then I'm going to give an extra star to the head coach, Coach Miles. I thought he was classy, had his team prepared, and they executed flawlessly. And tonight, it's all Tigers. Congratulations to Pennington. A super duper win for them. And I'm telling you, they got a chance to be pretty doggone good down the road. Now, all you Hornet fans, don't lose hope. In 2A football, you're going to win a lot of football games. This team right here can still compete for a regional championship. They got a chance to host a playoff game, and they got a lot of wins that they'll have a chance in down the road. So don't get discouraged. Keep your head up. You got beat by a really good football team tonight. Well, talk a little bit about your final comments, Jeffrey, and then we'll go to Coach, and then we'll close it out.
Well, I think you said it, not necessarily all JB Pennington tonight, but pretty doggone close, and really all phases of the game, offensive, defensively, special teams. Again, really did a good job, came out, played well up front, gave Locust Fork a lot of trouble in the box. Any success kind of that Locust Fork had offensively came kind of outside the tackles. But really, again, all 3 levels as well, Coach. When you talk about offensive line, you talk about the skills, the receivers, the running back offensively, defensive line, linebacker, secondary, just overall a really good team. Again, I think it's got a nice mixture of seniors, a nice mixture of seniors in critical positions. So I think they're kind of built for longevity. Again, the news for JB Pennington, they have a huge one coming up next week. Again, being the same situation, not everybody has a ton of success against Madison Academy. I wouldn't necessarily measure my season success over just that one game, but JB Pennington has the opportunity again, as we say all the time, Greg, if they can stay healthy, to be a very good team. I think you made a good point as well. Offensively, the quarterback really just kind of his first start, maybe. Really a wide receiver kind of playing quarterback. I think he's going to get better in the passing game. Tremendous runner. Again, just a lot of weapons. Again, big, tall number 5, 6'4". Again, Greg can remind me of his last name. A receiver that gives you a chance, a deep threat over the top. Yeah, Heppenstall, really good looking athlete. But overall, a good night for Friday night football. Again, hopefully we put some of this hot weather behind us, Coach. Maybe get into a press box with a little bit more width.
Hey.
Well, Coach, your final comments.
Well, you talk about it in sports, and I know maybe it's more of a baseball thing, but you got to be tough down the middle to be successful. And tonight, W. Pennington was tough. Their center, Scott, was fabulous. Great block with the quarterback, executed. The running back, Marquez, got as good a feet as anybody you're going to see. And you give him that space that they were giving him up front, it's going to be hard for anybody to contain him or bring him down. And just a really solid team defensively. They're tough. Line of scrimmage, their defensive front's tough. They tackle well in space. And they just did the job tonight and looked mighty, mighty impressive. And like Jeffrey said, next week against Madison Academy, you're stepping into a really tough competitive league, a school with tremendous tradition. So it'll be a tough game for them. And even if they were to come out on a losing end, this is going to be a team that's going to win a lot of ball games.
West End, 24-0 in the fourth quarter late was the last score I got on that game. That's a surprise to me. Appalachian won 26-0 over Gaston. That has to make the Hornets feel good. Oneonta 34-3 over Dora. The team at Locust Fort will play next week. Holly Pond was getting beat. The last score that I saw was 16-8 in the fourth quarter to Cold Springs. So next week, you got to put this in behind you if you're a Hornet and move on to Holly Pond and try to pick up your first regional victory. And you can go 1-0 in the region and make your record 2-1. And if you're the Tigers, you can't get too high on this win. You got to get ready to play next week because you got a tough one coming up and a chance to really claim early favorite in the region. From what I see in the first part, I think Locust Fork will be competitive in Class 2A. You watch and see. I think Pennington's going to be very competitive in 3A. Oneonta will have a tremendous season. Appalachian's going to give a lot of people trouble in 1A. Cleveland will be fine. You watch and see down the road. I think Southeastern's got a chance to have a really good football season. So we're going to find out a little clear tonight. But the one thing that was clear was that Tigers are for real, and they came ready to play, and they dominated tonight. My cap is off to the Tigers. Thank you to Ham Cabinets, our game sponsor, Team One Toyota, our broadcast booth sponsor, Bullard Farms and Hitchin Post, our pregame show sponsor, Keys of the Game, WCRL Radio, our player of the game, Team Nancy and Shannon Realty, Blunsville Pharmacy, our timeout sponsor, S&S Foods, our First and 10 sponsor, and Adams Building Company, our scoring drive recap. Final score, 35 for the J.B. Pennington Tigers, 7 for the Hornets. We move on to next week. We'll be on the Hornet Network, all us three. And we'll be live from Holly Pond. We'll get you the game of the week next week as soon as I find it out. Thank you to all our sponsors. Say good night, Jeffrey.
Good night, everybody.
Say good night, Coach.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We'll catch you.